sufficiently calm, we come out and look at the outer activity. 5, I don't know what it is. Looking at the outside with a calm mind give rise to wisdom. This is hard to understand because it is almost like ordinary thinking and imagining. When thinking is there, we may think the mind isn't peaceful, but actually that thinking is taking place within the calm. That is contemplation, but it doesn't disturb. We are gazing away. It is something that arises from the peaceful mind. This is called awareness within calm and calm within awareness. If it is simply ordinary thinking and imagining, the mind won't be peaceful, it will be disturbed. But I'm not talking about ordinary thinking. This is a feeling that arises from peaceful mind. It is called contemplation. Wisdom is born right here. That's all. Thanks.
Okay.
And then note, what is the upachara samadhi here?
No, I don't want to comment on other people's speech, so I cannot say anything about it because we can enter the word. So different people that I heard is the one that has this psychic power, ability to contact the other beings, the ability to read the mind of other people, for instance. These are psychic powers that arise from having reached this upachara samadhi.
Okay.
Therefore,
going back is Tanajan is more apanya samadhi that we need for the contemplation, right? Once we get up from the meditation, just to once we achieve the apanya samadhi, once we get up from the meditation, we would be able to contemplate, right?
That's right. You should use the two separate practices. Separate them. You don't do them together. If you want to calm your mind, stop thinking, then that's what you do. Calm and stop thinking. Don't do any contemplation. Keep it calm for as long as possible until it withdraws the state of calm. Then you can contemplate. Maybe that's what he meant. Once you come out of samadhi, once you withdraw from calm, from jhana, then you can contemplate. A mind that has jhana and the mind that doesn't have jhana are two separate things. It's like a person who has sleep well and a person who didn't go to sleep. A person who didn't go to sleep won't have the strength to go to work, while the person who has slept well will have the strength to go to work. To fight, to get rid of the defilement, you have to have strength from jhana, which is upekkha, to stop your defilement. If you don't have jhana, you don't have upekkha. No matter how much you contemplate, you will not be able to stop your defilement.
More of a theoretical contemplation, right? Thinking about anicca, anatta, dukkha, not knowing that, not really understanding it, right? If we don't have jhana to contemplate.
No, not that. You might understand, you know that body is temporary, body is gonna die. But if you don't have jhana, you don't have equanimity, you cannot stop your desire not to want to die. You still want to live.
True, yes.
But if you see with wisdom that by having this desire will cause you dukkha, because you will never achieve this desire, the desire not to die. But if you accept the truth that this body has to die, and you have the strength to stop your desire, and say, okay, I'll live until I die, as long as I live. But I won't live any longer than that. If the time for the body to stop breathing, then let it be. Can you do that?
Once you have achieved the jhana, so anytime.
Maybe not once, but many times until you are proficient in bringing the mind back to equanimity when the time comes, when you need it to remain still, not to react, not to follow your defilement. That's what the purpose of equanimity is to resist your desire. When you want to have a drink, if you don't have equanimity, you probably won't be able to stop your desire to get that drink. And if you have the equanimity and you know that it's harmful for you to drink, then you can stop. See? So you can contemplate, and you know it's dukkha. Everything dukkha, but can you let go of them? Right now, everything that you have is dukkha. Can you live without them? You cannot if you don't have jhana. If you have jhana, you have equanimity, then you can leave everything and you go to live in the forest by yourself. And be happy that have nothing to worry, have nothing to go after. Now the way you are, you have to fight to get money, to work to get money, and you have to fight to buy things that you want, and you have to fight to protect what you have. It's all dukkha you're dealing with every day, but you don't see it. And if you see it, you still cannot stop it. So there are two things here. First, you have to see that everything that you do, everything that you deal with is dukkha. To you, it's happiness, right? To fight for money, fight for your whatever, your rights, your freedom, like people running away from Afghanistan. It's all dukkha. It's better if you have jhana, just stay in Afghanistan, stay put in the house. They won't come after you. If you can meditate, you have jhana, you don't have to do anything that will make yourself attracted by the authority. You know, they won't know you that you even exist.
Yes.
Or you can go out and live in the forest somewhere. You have to go away from Afghanistan to seek freedom. You can have freedom right within Afghanistan if you know how to do it. Understand?
Yes.
If you have jhana and you say, "Oh, I have to do it," just go in.
Yes.
Then all my problem will be solved.
Yeah.
Only come out when it's time for me to eat. Once that's done, then I go back into my jhana, going back into my solitude. Don't deal with it. Then then it's like as if you don't exist to them because you don't deal with anybody. You can. One day.
Yeah, I would like to ask something about. When I was practicing in those conditions. Well, I found that after maybe about a week, I got to become quite calm, and then the calmness was staying there even outside of meditation because basically there were no distractions. But then I found I had a few days where there was things were coming up, very unpleasant memories from a long time in the past started to me very, very strong. And when I was reflecting on this, I discovered that it was basically partly to do with a lack of forgiveness on my part. So I start to forgive this person, although I don't have any contact with them anymore. I found in the calm environment, I was able to practice forgiving this person, and I found it released quite a lot of stress on my own mind. Because I think for many years I've been, having thoughts of revenge and getting back at this person. But that seemed to, after a few days where it was actually very hard dealing with the emotions and the feelings that came up, I found quite a release of being able to forgive. So my question is this an important factor, or can the lack of forgiveness be a hindrance to the practice? Because I found it very helpful to move on from that.
Yes, because we have to see that the lack of forgiveness is the cause of your dukkha. Because if you don't forgive that person, that person will always be in your mind. And then it will disturb you every time you think of that person. So it's dukkha. Because you want to retaliate, you want to do something to that person, which is desire, craving. The desire to do something is craving. So you have to stop that desire by forgiving that person. So the wisdom here is to see that your inability to forgive is defilement that you have to get rid of. Because as long as you harbor this hatred or this revenge, then your mind will never be free from dukkha in this aspect, in this respect. But once you forgive and say, let's move on, it's already gone, it's the past, and maybe it's a debt you have to pay. Let's think it that way. I pay my debt, so let bygone be bygone.
Yeah.
But you have to see that it's your desire to retaliate against this person. That's the problem, and you have to stop your desire, because it's the cause of dukkha, samudaya.
Yeah, I think what I really noticed when I got deep into this, I suddenly saw that it was just harming me very much, hanging on to that.
That's right. The person doesn't know anything about your suffering.
Yeah.
It's you who are suffering from your own desire to do something with that person.
Yeah, and I think I also saw that the reason why it went on for so long was, like, in normal daily life, whenever the memory came up or the feeling would come up, I would get rid of it by doing some other thing that was a distracting strategy, but wasn't very helpful.
It won't get rid of it permanently.
No.
You have to tackle the root cause of this problem, and it's your desire, your cravings, your desire to do something about this person. But once you use wisdom and say, it's anicca, it's already gone. Anicca, it's gone. Anatta, something that happened, something that you could not change. It's like, I always say, like the weather. Once it rains, you cannot stop it or go back to stop the rain. It happened. To do anything with that person.
Yeah.
Then if you can do this, then you will have no more problem with anybody. Because anybody can do anything bad to you, harm you, or in any way, you will always let it be.
Yeah.
You mentally, if you have the wisdom and the samadhi, the equanimity to stop your mind from retaliating. Just be still and let it happen. It's already happened, it's gone. Why bring it up, But your desire wants to keep bringing it up.
Yeah. So actually, it was just by going very deep into the practice that helped me to see all these things and to actually finally.
But it's still better than leaving it there and causing you dukkha. So if you cannot yet contemplate and see the Four Noble Truths in this thing, then you might use samadhi or mindfulness.
Yeah.
Just to stop thinking about that person.
Okay.
Or whatever issue that you have. Then you use mindfulness, such as a mantra, to stop you thinking about it. Like you say, you use distraction or do something and try to forget what you were thinking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Tanajan, thank you very much.
I think the next time if anybody do anything to you, you probably say, it's a nijjang dukkha anatta.
I hope so.
You have to use the word wisdom might seem too common, but you have to balance of the person's need and the ability for you to help. First, you look at the need of the person. Then you look at your ability to help that person. Can you help that person 100%? But just for the need. But anything more than that, you don't have to help them.
Mm-hmm.
You help them with the basic things, like the 4 requisites of living. But you don't help them to buy whiskey for them if they want money to go and buy whiskey. To go gamble or something, or to pay their debt, gambling debt, something like this. You don't help them in that regard. You let them pay their due, the consequence of their bad actions. But you help them basically with the basic regular life, like food, clothing, shelter, and medicine. And just enough to get them up and going. Once they can stand on their own, then you stop. You don't help them forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's helpful. And then the other question I was going to ask is, so I've been using the 32 parts of the body to help to overcome lusts. And yesterday I also did a little bit of mindfulness of death, but I'm still a little confused for what defilements should I be using mindfulness of death? Is it mostly for laziness? Yeah.
How to contemplate death or how to use death contemplation?
When to do it.
When to do it.
Which defilements to
Well,
use.
normally you want to constantly remind yourself that life is temporary and it can end any time. This is a general contemplation. Just to remind you not to forget death.
Okay.
So you don't get consumed by everything that's going on around you. Because if you always reminded that you're gonna die, then everything that seems so bad around you, happening around you, don't seem so bad at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can use it when your mind becomes too over-consumed by things around you. So
Okay.
tell yourself,
Thank you.
Okay, Adeline and Philip.
Good evening, Thanajan. I don't have any questions tonight, just listening in.
Okay. Gary from Singapore. Gary?
I do not have any questions right now. Thank you.
Okay. Nanapat from Bangkok.
Yes, ท่านอาจารย์ no question right now. I just listening ค่ะ Thank you
Okay.
for teaching ค่ะ
Genso from Penang.
Now I just listening ค่ะ
Hello, good evening. No question. Yeah, nice to meet all of you.
Okay. Belinda from Singapore.
Also no questions listening in.
Okay. B. Ravin Chinnapon from Bangkok.
Good evening to you, Thanajan. I have a question regarding my meditation practice. So I've noticed that on some occasions where I'm able to achieve some sort of calm, once my mind withdraws from the meditation, I feel very empty, but I feel really calm. And I don't have any negative or positive thoughts. But I did some self-reflection and I found that this is temporary. After a while, when I start to think about other things, defilements come back again, and it's like a loop. And when I want to have calm, I have to go back into meditation again. So my question is, how can I sustain this in the longer term? Do I need to meditate more often, or do I need to do some sort of contemplation?
Well, you have to continue on with your mindfulness practice after you come out. You still want to refrain from thinking about things that you don't have to think about. And should this thought become so strong, especially with desire, then you have to use contemplation. If you start angry, for instance, when thought of anger come up, you will have to use forgiveness to get rid of your anger, or go to the root of your anger. the root cause of your anger is your desire. You want something from that person and he's not delivering it to you, and you get angry at that person. Then you just change your attitude, change your desire. Okay, I don't want anything from that person. Then you won't get angry next time because you don't expect anything from that person. So there are several ways of controlling your mind to be calm when you're not meditating. Either use mindfulness if you don't know how to use wisdom yet. When you feel that your mind becomes agitated, just keep reciting mantra, mutto, mutto, mutto. If you can use wisdom, if you worry about something, and worry about the future, then say the future that's waiting for you for sure is there. So why you should worry about anything? You might worry about whether you're going to lose your job or not, whether you're going to lose your family or whatever. But if you think eventually you're going to die and you're going to lose everything anyway. So why worry, right? So these are the methods you can use to maintain calm after you come out of samadhi. If you don't know how to use anicca, dukkha, anatta yet, then use mantra to stop your mind from thinking about that subject, that particular thing.
Yeah, I find it's easier when I'm in samadhi, because sometimes when I'm meditating and thoughts start to appear, I'm able to suppress them. But if I'm in a normal situation, I find it harder. So maybe I need to develop more mindfulness.
You're no longer mindful like when you were in samadhi. You are bombarded by information, by objects, sensual objects, either coming to your eyes, ears, nose, tongue, or body, and you automatically react to them with desire, with attraction or with aversion. But if you have strong mindfulness, as soon as you come out, you continue watching your mind. Keep watching your mind. Stop your mind from reacting. As soon as your mind starts to react, then you have to stop it right away.
Okay, so after I come out, just keep maintaining the mindfulness. Don't completely just jump into something else. Just try and stay in the present, stay in the moment.
Yeah, just stop thinking and only say only when you have to. Like when you meet someone and they say hello to you, then you think, what should I do? Okay, I should say hello back. Yeah, something. But then don't do more than what you need to do. But sometimes
I do realize
we do more than what we need to do, and you start to create issues. People will react back to you when you say something that will cause them to react, and they will react, and then you will react back and forth, and your mind start to become agitated and restless. Try to reduce your reaction down to a minimum, only what you have to react to. But if you don't have to react to, just smile and just go on your way. Don't try to interact with people. The more you interact, the more issues you will raise.
Because other people are outside influence that we cannot control.
That's right. But if they force you to react, then you use wisdom. Use anicca, dukkha, anatta, or use compassion, or use loving kindness. Do react to what they need, but not more than what they need.
Yes, I realize that the mind can easily be fooled by defilements, because when I'm calm and I'm not thinking, that is true happiness. But then when defilements come in, it tricks the mind to think that, oh, this is good, think, it's fun to analyze, to to.
They have to use anicca, dukkha, anatta. It's good, but it's good temporarily. All right, so you get
Yes.
the answer.
Yes, I understand.
How to continue on to maintain your calm after you come out of samadhi. You have to learn to use, you have to know to continue on using mindfulness and know how to use wisdom to deal with each individual instance or issues. If you don't know, just use mindfulness and not react. I just say sorry. I don't know the answer. If you ask me something, I say, okay. All right.
Yes, thank you very much, Tanajan.
Okay.
Thank you.
Next, Brahmala, you wanna have any comment? Any question?
Good evening, ค่ะ พระอาจารย์ The question that in the past I used to invite from my boss to join the dinner, and he also served the wine to me and the attendee as well. But in that time, I'm take the 5 precept. I just try to talk to him that I take the 5 precept, and he said, "Come on, just like try a little bit." And after that, I just like don't want him to lose face and just like pretend to be drink, but the liquid of the wine just like only touch to my lip. The question is that is good or not good, พระอาจารย์
Well, it's up to you. See, if you want to keep the precept, then you just don't drink.
It mean that we after that party, I also talk and update to my boss that I am very seriously, and after that he will not try me to drink wine anymore. But
Okay.
I just that on that time it is a karma, right?
Well, if you drink, you drink. Yeah, if it's get into your mouth, then you're drinking it, right?
But not like drink, but just like attached to the lip,ค่ะ
Yeah, you still drink.
Okay, that I will aware on it.
Yeah.
Okay ค่ะ That's it ค่ะ พระอาจารย์ Thank you ค่ะ
Okay, because if you do that, then people say you drink, and next time they will invite you to drink more. See? So if you don't drink at all, then people know that you don't drink, then they won't invite you to drink anymore.
Yeah, that's why right now they also know that I take like upper level. Some day say that someday I very serious that I take 8 precept, and that's why the friend at the work they also like understand my practice as well.
Okay.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right. Vignesh from India.
Good evening, Ajahn. Hello.
Yes, can hear you well.
Yeah.
Any question?
Yeah. Today I have no question.
No question. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Sri in Czech from Vancouver.
Good evening,
Hello,
Ajahn.
Tanajan.
Any question?
I don't have any questions today.
No question. Well,
No question.
yeah, brilliant,
Okay.
brilliant talk, Ajahn.
All right, good. Then go to Anuraji from New Zealand. Anura.
Hey, good evening, Tanajan. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
Yeah, I just have one question, Tanajan. The term Kanti, the patience, doesn't appear in as a Brahmavihara, one of the Brahmavihara. Is it because the patience of Kanti is part of the meditation practice?
Well, Kanti is part of Ubeka, really. If you have Ubeka, then you have Kanti. See?
Right.
A person who is Ubeka doesn't react. So when he doesn't react, he has patience, right? There's people who react, that is impatient.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, sometimes it comes together, and sometimes you separate them. So in the Brahma Vihara, I thought the Buddha didn't say it's important to use kanti, so he just used the ubeka,
Okay.
which might covers a wider range than kanti.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Johanna, where are you from?
Good evening, Ajahn. This is my first time joining your Zoom meeting. I'm from Indonesia.
Okay, you have any question?
Yes, I have one question about the 8 precept. Ajahn, if I want to take the 8 precept, but during my working day, but I have to eat after 12 o'clock, maybe I can finish the meal after 5 or 10 minutes. Is it still okay?
Yeah, it's okay. But it's good if you can stick to the rule. But if you cannot, and you still want to keep this precept, you can extend it for an hour if you like. Like you switch your clock from daily saving time to standard time.
Yes, I just started take the 8 precept this month. I take 4 days in a month during Uposatha day. But when it falls not on Sunday, then on my working days, then I have to eat at 12. So I wonder if it's okay for the practice, Ajahn.
See, normally the 8 precept is for those who's not working, who go to a meditation retreat. So if you're working, then it can interfere with your working hour. So but if you still want to eat it, keep the 8 precept. You can compromise it a little bit. Turn your clock back 1 hour on the day that you keep the 8 precepts. So in the time people stop eating, your clock will still say 11 o'clock. Then you're keeping the precepts. But it's not really the time that matters here. It's the amount of food that you eat, the sequence, the what you call the frequency of eating. You want to reduce this frequency of eating from eating 3 meals a day to 2 meals a day or 1 meal a day. So that's more important there, not the time itself. So I would worry about it if you eat past the 12 o'clock of 15 minutes or 20 minutes, it's okay.
It's okay. Yeah, because I feel the difference before and after I took the 8 precept. I just feel my body feel better and my feeling feels happier. So I want to, if I can, I want to continue doing this.
Yes, you can. It's good if you can give the 8 precept, even though you might have to extend the time a little bit past midday.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Monica from Cindy.
Good evening, Tan Ajahn. How are you?
Do you have any question?
Yes. Recently, I tried this when there was pain in the body. I do scanning of the body, and I find that it's quite effective to remain calm. Is this part of vipassana, or is it still a part of getting into a samadhi?
What do you mean by scanning your body?
Scanning means just focusing on the pain on a certain part of the body, that's all.
And it helps your mind to become calm?
Yes.
Okay, then it's mindfulness. Use mindfulness to calm your mind.
Okay. So is this part of getting the mind before we go into samadhi, or is it part of vipassana?
Well, if you do it and you get into samadhi, then you get there. If you don't get there, you don't get there.
Oh,
I cannot tell you because you have to do it yourself and find out for yourself. Does it
So
get you
this-
into samadhi?
So this is not part of vipassana, is it, or
No,
contemplation?
no. Vipassana, you have to see it as anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Akash, Ketan, where are you from?
Namaskar, Ajahn. This is my first time on the Zoom meeting, and I'm living in Bangkok for 2 years, but right now I'm in Mumbai in India visiting my family. And I want to ask you, can you give me any suggestions on dealing with boredom and laziness?
Boredom and laziness. Well, laziness, you have to replace it with diligence. You have to force yourself to do things. Don't just sit idle, not doing anything. Maybe you can set up a schedule to force yourself to do things. At this hour, I should be walking meditation. At this hour, I should be sitting meditation. At this hour, I should be listening to Dhammatalk. Something like that. You have to set up a schedule and then force yourself to stick to the schedule. Then you can overcome your laziness. As far as boredom is concerned, you have to meditate. The best way to deal with boredom is to meditate. Because when you become calm, your mind will then have no boredom. Your mind will become peaceful and happy. Boredom arises from your desire to have things different. You want to have different things. And when you cannot have them, then you get bored. You have to do the same thing again and again. So you have to overcome your desire and your desire to do different things, to have different things. And just tell yourself that they are all the same. New thing or old thing, they are all the same. They are sensual objects that you see, you hear, and they are all the same. Once you have it for a while, you become used to it, then it no longer gives you the pleasure, so you become bored. So the best way is not to rely on this thing to get rid of your boredom, to give you pleasure. The best way to give you pleasure is to meditate, to sit and watch your breath. And if your mind can become calm, then your boredom will disappear. Okay? Can you hear me, Akash? I think you're
Thank you.
English freeze. So I'll go to Lilian then. Okay, Lilian from Bangkok.
Ajahn, no questions tonight. Okay.
Okay. Then I go to Asoka. Asoka iPhone.
Yeah. Ajahn, I listened to your the talk when I just finished the Ajahn Kalyano's the weekly the meditation talk in Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, even and then he mentioned about you. His name is Ajahn Kalyano.
I heard of him, but I never met him personally.
Yeah, and then the Ajahn Brahm is here. I go to his temple as well. Ajahn Brahm also. And then the my question is, I had I lost my son 4 years ago. It's a sudden not the accident, it's a sudden death because he had a brain aneurysm. Then the Ajahn Brahmans also came for the hospital and then the funeral, and then the I got another child after 1 year time. Then I got I think he was reincarnated. Yeah, and then but still I have that memory in my mind, but I do practice the meditation for a long time, but still it's in my mind. How can I deal?
You mean the thoughts of your son?
Yeah.
Well, you can replace it by reciting a mantra such as Putto, Putto. Every time you think of your son, then just replace it with Butto, Butto, Butto until it goes away. If you keep reciting Butto, Butto, then the thought about your son cannot come into your mind.
Okay.
Or you can use wisdom and tell yourself that your son is already gone, he won't come back, Sanija, anatta. To think about your son and longing for your son will be dukkha for you.
Okay. 2019, I went to Ajahn Ganha temple as well. I was there around about 7 days. Ajahn Ganha.
Ganha, yes.
Yeah. I went there 2019 December, just before the COVID.
I see. Where are you from, by the way?
I born in Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka.
Then I moved to Australia 2011.
I see.
Yeah, and then I need the blessing as well. I'm going to change my job as well. New job. I'm going to start it next month, mid-September.
Okay. Hope you well. Hope you succeed in your new job. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Next, Vivi from Indonesia.
Namo Buddhaya, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Yeah, Ajahn, I have a question. When meditate, should I just pay attention to the tip of nose or pay attention to the knowing? Because now it appears the new something that beside Anapanasati, I also have to pay attention to the knowing. Is that true, Ajahn? Or just the defilement?
Don't worry about the knowing. The knowing is the one who knows the breath. So once you're watching the breath, the knowing will be there with you. So you don't have to watch your knowing. Just watch the breath.
Just watch your breath. Because this morning I pay attention to the knowing and I fall to sleep, Ajahn.
Okay.
And as usual, when the pain comes, I see it. Just see it. The body hurts, the mind don't hurt. But when the pain get more intense, I start to deceive by saying to the mind, don't complain, don't grumble. This is not pain. This is just a Vedana. But the longer, the more intense, I give up, Ajahn. How can I be stronger to hold on?
Well, you have to have samadhi first. And the way to have samadhi is to focus on your breath and don't worry about your pain. Just keep watching your breath.
So I must get in samadhi before the pain arises.
No, not that. If the pain arises, you can still focus on your breath. Don't focus on your pain.
Like forget the pain, yeah.
Yeah, right. Forget about the pain. If you're focused, then if you're concentrated if you're focused with your breath, your mind can become concentrated and has some amount of equanimity to resist the pain.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
I think now I don't have problem now because everything is fine by itself, Ajahn. Is this the one of the benefit from meditation? Because the problem arises, I just find a way by not hurting my mind and another mind. I mean, another people's mind. And if the problem cannot be solved, I just let it go. Then the problem is solved by itself. Is that correct?
That's right. Everything will solve in themselves, because everything's gonna end sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
This COVID-19 is gonna end sooner or later.
So we don't.
All the people die. Once all the people in the world die, the COVID-19 will also die. So everything will solve by themselves if you don't do anything.
Yeah, so we don't have to kepo. All right. Okay, Ajahn. Thank you.
Next, Sajal Kha from Silver Spring, Maryland. Sajal. Can you unmute your microphone? Sajal, can you hear me? I think you're not hearing me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, gentlemen. I have no questions today. I'm just kind of going through the dukkha and the sad and sorrow that the Dhamma tells us about, and I'm seeing it actually firsthand again quite intensely. And but I think I'm trying to use your teaching to be mindful, and whenever I'm actually mindful, the stress is less. But whenever it's not there, that time it comes kind of really charging.
But you reduce your expectation, reduce your desire.
And even for that, I need to be kind of be mindful. Aware, be in the moment. When I'm able to pull back, then there is a peace and calm and comfort. But otherwise, the anxiety kind of builds up. And as you are answering to other people's questions, is that it comes out of expectations. I'm expecting the things to be different, which is good or bad is actually completely outside my control. But my mindfulness is not there to see that. When I see it, that time I'm able to pull back, and at least I can deal with the situation and things actually in a much better way when I'm kind of remove. So these are like that I see.
So mindfulness is very important. You have to be mindful at all times. I cannot hear you, Sajal. I think.
I have no questions. Okay. Thank you very much.
And then we go to the next person. Rata, she just get off. So I go to Paisan first. Rata is back. Okay, Rata, your turn. Where are you from?
I'm from Chiang Mai.
Okay. You have any question?
Okay. This is actually my first time here. So my question, I started studying like Dhamma not so long ago, and meditation a while back. So my question is, what do you recommend like for a beginner, like when you are just starting?
Well, meditation, or you want to practice the three practices that the Buddha teaches us to do, which is one is charity, second is morality, keeping the precept, third meditation, mind development. These three practices can go together. You can share some of your wealth to those who are in need.
Yes.
Okay. Whenever it is suitable for you to do so. This is charity. Don't hoard the money. Because one day you're gonna die and you're gonna lose every money that you keep anyway. So only better to give it to charity, because it will lighten your heart, lighten your mind. You'll feel easy, and also lessen your greed for money. Because you will know that you only need the money just to survive, really. Anything more than that is useless to you. It's more harmful to you. So this is what charity will do for you. It will make you happy every time you do charity. Rather than go buy a new bag or buy a new pair of shoes. The kind of happiness you get from charity is better.
And then so the next question is, would
keep
the,
the 5 precepts or the 8 precepts if you can.
yes, I'm already maintaining the 5 precepts,
Okay.
doing meditation, but I also have like a lot of doubt, meaning sometimes I ask myself like, what is the purpose of working? Like if you have enough money already, then shouldn't you just quit your job and, you know, do something else?
Yes, that's what you should do. You should meditate. You should follow the Buddha's teaching.
Okay.
So once you can keep the precept, then you can practice meditation. Before you can sit and meditate effectively, you need to have mindfulness first. So you want to train yourself in mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. Try to control your thoughts, not to let your mind go away to the past or to the future. Keep it in the present. Keep it with the body. Force it to watch what the body is doing at every moment. Or you can use a mantra such as Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. You want to lessen your thought. Don't think aimlessly. Don't fantasize. Don't. Only think when you have to. If you don't need to, then you should stop it by using the mantra Bhutto, Bhutto, or by focus on what you are doing at the moment. Once you can do this, then you can meditate. You can sit down. When you sit down, then you can watch your breath at the tip of your nose, coming in and going out. If you just stay at that point, your thought will become steadily less and less, and eventually your mind will become still. Then you have samadhi, you have peace and happiness, which is better than any type of happiness that you used to have before. Once you get to this point, then you will be addicted. You will not want any other type of happiness. You want just to meditate. Every time you want to be happy, you just go and meditate. So this is basically what you should try to do for a beginner.
Thank you.
Any other question?
If I'm at work, like, can I also? It's more difficult to maintain mindfulness when you
just concentrate on your work. Concentrate on your work. Don't go think about other things when you're working. Okay. Is that all? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Then let me go to Paisan. Paisan, where are you from? Kun Paisan. You have to unmute your microphone. No, there's a button on the screen that says unmute microphone. Okay, you can speak now.
สวัสดีครับพระอาจารย์
Okay.
This is just my first time just to observe, and the one just like you is my daughter.
Rata?
Rata, yes.
I see, okay.
Yes, I live in Phuket and she lives in Chiang Mai.
I see. And you live in Bangkok?
Yes. So just กราบพระอาจารย์ครับ
Okay.
That's all.
Nice
Thank
to see you. Next, Alfredo from Brazil. Alfredo, you're next.
Hi, Bante.
How are you? Good?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, Ubeka.
Yes, very, very peka. Chitta Nupassana.
Okay.
I love the life of meditation. Is different life, but is very good it's very good to all things. Other people's not us, but it's normal.
Yes.
But the state of anagami is a difficult state?
Not so difficult, just like any other state.
Is possible anagami without upachara samadhi?
No, you don't need upachara samadhi for any level of enlightenment.
Yes. Yes.
You need appana samadhi for every level of enlightenment, but not upachara samadhi.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Nice talking to you. Next, Sulan from Singapore.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn, for spending time with us again. Yeah, I have a few questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, my first question is that, when I'm about to sleep, then I see like a cockroach that's crawling near me. Then I end up, I feel very scared. Then I don't dare to sleep. Yeah. So I actually don't understand why like the cockroach is so scary when it's actually so small, but yet humans are so scared of it. Like what is the reason behind it?
Because you are brainwashed to think that the cockroach. If you think that of the cockroach as your food, then you won't be afraid of it. You know, there are people who eat cockroaches. There are people who eat insects. They fry them. They say, "Oh, very crunchy, very good." So this is one way to get rid of your fear: is think of it as your food. You can eat them. It cannot eat you. You can eat the cockroach. So why should you be afraid of it?
Yeah, that's true. But I see the cockroach is scared of me. It went to find somewhere to hide.
That's right. So why should you be afraid of it? Use reason. You're not using reason. You use delusion to guide you. See?
Yeah, it's quite silly. Then I actually, because I don't dare to sleep, then I just sit on the chair, like until it's almost daylight, and then I'm like so tired.
Next time, just think if it comes near you, grab it and put it in your mouth.
That is killing, right? Yeah. Then like.
I catch a cockroach every night in my room.
Oh, then what do you do with it?
I throw it out in the window.
Oh, but then when you catch it, wouldn't it like get smashed?
Well, no, you catch it gently. You don't smash it. You catch it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So actually last night I also see a lot of insects, not just cockroach. There's like ants also. Yeah, because I cooked Milo. Then after that I left a cup of Milo on the table. Then after a few hours, there's so many ants that drowned in the Milo.
Yeah. That's because you're lazy. You're not mindful.
Yeah.
You should when you finish drinking, you should wash your cup right away, and there won't be any problem.
Yeah. I feel quite bad. Like it is called killing, right? I indirectly killed a lot of ants.
Yeah, because of your laziness.
Yeah. Then what should I do? Because like the ants already drowned.
Well, just throw it outside the house on the ground. If it dies, it already dies. It's not your fault.
Oh, okay. Anything that I can do to make up to it?
Just try not to be lazy next time.
Okay. Yeah.
When you finish drinking, wash your cup. Whatever you do, try to keep your place clean. Then you won't have much problem with ants.
Yeah. Okay. then the cockroach, I just tell them, please don't come near me.
Ask them to come. If they come close, just catch it. They won't bite you. They won't hurt you.
Oh, okay.
Catch it and just throw it out the window.
I try, but I can't promise.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah, I still have question. So I think, yeah, I'm just curious, like, why some people they are able to speak very well, then whereas like some people they cannot speak that well. So how can we actually improve in like communicating?
Well, everything needs learning. See, if you want to improve something, you have to learn to do things more to improve it.
Oh, okay.
If you don't know how to do it yourself, then you have to seek advice from those who knows how to do it.
And it's something that's worthy to do, right?
Well, the only something worthy to do is to meditate. Really, everything else is not worthy to do, except for providing yourself with the necessity of life. Everything else is useless.
Okay.
Better learn how to meditate better than learn other things.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Then yeah, I have another question.
Okay.
How about I said about like Pacheka Buddha, like they get enlightened when there is no Buddha around, and they without like following the practices of the Buddha, then or the teachings of the Buddha. So, but then in their previous lifetimes, could they have already practiced? It's just that in that lifetime when they become Pacheka Buddha, just so happens that at that point in time they gain enlightenment without the teachings of the Buddha around.
So what is your question?
Like, is it possible that Pacheka Buddha, before they gain enlightenment, actually in the previous lifetime, they are already following the teachings of the Buddha?
Maybe because you have so many lifetimes, and maybe one of your lifetime you might come across the teaching of the Buddha. But if you didn't become enlightened, then this teaching can be forgotten in your mind, from your mind. So when you need it, you cannot use it anymore. So you have to find the knowledge yourself.
So it's possible that if, let's say,
like you right now, you come across the teaching of the Buddha, but you haven't got enlightened and you die. And then the next time you reborn, there's no Buddha around to teach you, no Dhamma Asanga. Then you have to teach yourself.
I see.
And if you're lucky, if you teach the right knowledge, then you can become enlightened yourself. Like the Buddha, our Buddha, in his previous life, he might have met or followed some of the teachings of the previous Buddhas. But he didn't get to the stage where this knowledge can be not forgotten.
Oh, okay.
So the knowledge will not be forgotten if you become a Sotapanna. Once you become a Sotapanna, the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths will always be in your mind. But right now, the knowledge of the Four Noble Truths that you learn is not in your mind yet. And you can forget it when you die.
Yeah. Oh, that's very dangerous. Yeah. That means like a person could be if they really attain, then after that they still haven't attained Sotapanna. Then the next lifetime they can just forget, and then they lead maybe a wrong livelihood or like.
Yes, you can forget the knowledge that you learn by memory, but you won't forget the knowledge that you learn by practice.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Good enough.
Yeah.
Next, Uma.
Thank you.
Uma.
Yeah, Ajahn.
Haven't seen you for a while, Uma. Can you hear?
Namo Buddhaya, Ajanji.
Where are you from? India?
I'm from India, yes.
Okay. Any question from you?
Questions, how can we determine for any large goal like being any Agra Shravak or Buddha? During meditation, using our sensations, we can have a strong determination to achieve any goals like that.
Can you repeat your question again?
How to have a strong determination to achieve to a Agra Shravak, to be a Agra Shravak like Moglan or Sariputta or any top 80s?
Oh, you have to first study the teaching of the Buddha. So once you have learned the teaching, then it can inspire you. Then you can have determination to follow his teaching. So you should study a lot of the Buddha. And you're still not inspired. Then you might want to study the teaching of the disciples, the living disciples, or the like Ajahn Man or his disciple. They might give you more a better understanding of the Buddha's teaching because they are more recent than the teaching of the Buddha, which is quite distant now, 2,500 years ago. It's still true, but it might in a different. It might not. Some of the translation of the word might be not quite appropriate, maybe. So it might, instead of giving you the right understanding, you might miss the point. So maybe it's better if you can to study from a life enlightened person. So you have to keep in. So I cannot recommend you anybody.
Okay. Firstly, I planned for Myanmar, but current situation of Myanmar is not good. So then I shifted to Sri Lanka. My plan shifted to for Sri Lanka. I have planned for getting ordained permanently after 3 years.
Yes, you have to try it to find out for yourself. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Is that all the question from you?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. I think everybody has answered their question. Those who are in the room and open, turn on the video. Is anybody else who is in the room and hasn't turned on the video and who would like to ask questions? If there is, please turn on your video and then you can unmute the microphone. Pavitra, you want to ask a question?
Yes. I want to ask question, Prajan.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. I'm from Thailand, Ratchaburi province.
Okay.
I want to ask one question that if one day I want to ordain, but I'm a woman, but I want to ordain as a nun, but how about money? Nun must have money to spend their living, right?
Not every nun. There are some nun monastery in which you can go live and practice, and you don't need to have money. Or even some temples or monastery in which you can live without having to spend money. You just have to search for it. You have to look for it.
Okay, because nun cannot like
go on
get some
Bindabad.
food. Yeah, go on Bindabad.
But sometimes they have supporters who give donation to the monastery, and they use that money to cook, to pay for food and cooking instead of going on Bindabad.
Okay.
So I think if you search around, you'll find that there'll be places where you can live and practice without having to have money.
Okay, thank you very much. I have like follow you for like a couple of years, and I have visit you one time. Visit Prajan.
All right, good to see you again. I hope you find what you're looking for. You have to look around, ask people.
I'm now like working. I have a job now, but I just think that if one day I want to ordain like a monk as a nun, I need some support.
That's right.
So,
but you can also have some money of your own just in case. Sometimes you can use it to supplement your need. Like sometimes you might get sick or you might need some medicine for some personal use, in which the monastery might not be able to provide for you. But the basic things like food and shelter, I think a monastery can help you, provide you with that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ajahn.
Okay. You're welcome. Anybody else who's in the room, and just turn on the, okay, Punadama, where are you from?
Good evening, Achan. This is my first time to join here in live Zoom. I'm from Indonesia.
Do you have any question?
I have one question, Achan. I have a daughter, and then there are some people that say that my daughter has a sixth sense, and then I confuse how to give her a guidance in Buddhism to keep on track with Buddhists. Please give me advice to guide my daughter to keep on track with Buddhism.
Well, if you have some sixth senses, you just consider it to be a special gift. That's all. You don't have to worry about anything. What you need to guide her is the path of morality and charity and meditation. This is the main path of Buddhism. By having any extrasensory perception, this is considered to be an additional gift. Then you can use it or you don't have to use it. So you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay.
Teach her to be charitable, to be generous. Teach her to be not hurting other people, like not killing, not stealing, and not lying. And teach her how to do chanting first. This is the easy way of meditation, is to do chanting. Chanting Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa.
Okay.
All
Okay,
right.
Achan.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Achan.
All right. I think that's about all for those who are in the room. So let me go to question from Facebook now. Punla, do you have any questions from Facebook tonight?
Yes, there are two questions from Facebook, Thanachan, and both of them are from Poland soon. The first question is, can we practice Vipassana without Samatha? Thank you.
Well, Vipassana is a separate practice from Samatha. You can practice Vipassana with or without Samatha, but you will not succeed if you don't have Samatha to support your Vipassana practice, because you won't have Upekkha, the ability to remain still, which is the thing that which you can use against your defilements. Every time you want to buy a new dress and you use Vipassana, you say, what for? And you find no reason for buying it, then you don't buy it. See? But if you don't have Upekkha, then you cannot stop anyway. You still want to buy it because it's pretty, because it makes you happy. But it's a temporary happiness. It's a fake kind of happiness. So when with Samatha, when you see that you don't need this new dress, then you don't buy it. That's all. If you have Upekkha, then you can stop your desire. Without your Upekkha, you cannot stop, because if you don't buy it, you're gonna die. You make you feel like you're gonna die without getting what you want. You feel tormented by your desires. And that torment will only disappear after you bought the dress. Okay, next question.
And the next question is, can Ajahn explain the way to practice vipassana? Thank you.
To see that everything is temporary, nothing lasts, nothing in this world lasts. And the happiness you get from them also don't last, because eventually they're gonna change and they're gonna disappear. When that happens, then sadness comes into place. So this is vipassana. To see that everything is changing, not lasting, not permanent, and everything cannot be under your control. You cannot make them permanent. You cannot stop them from changing. If you have any desire to want them to be permanent or to be under your control, then you will get dukkha. You will get suffering. Okay, is that all?
Yes, that's all, Ajahn.
All right. Now is the time for a second round of questions from anybody, anyone of you in the room. If you have any questions, just raise your hand and unmute your microphone.
Melinda.
Melinda, okay.
Jan, I have a question about aura color. But aura. So when
they're just sensual objects. They are niccang dukkha anatta. Everything with them. Don't go after them. If they come, just merely be aware of them. That's all. If you don't react to them, they won't hurt you. If you react with attraction or aversion, then that can hurt you. Hurt your mind.
But is it true that we have like at least 7 colors in our body? Is it true?
I don't know. It's not necessary to know this thing. It has nothing to do with anicca dukkha anatta.
There is colors, and it's quite usual or quite frequent. Sometimes I see.
Okay, just treat them as an essential object. Just treat them as an essential object that is impermanent, come and go, and then you cannot control their coming or going. That's all. That's all you have to do. All right.
Okay. So the mind just not to attach any preconceived idea of what the colors meanings and all.
Don't have any aversion or attraction. Just be merely knowing.
Okay.
Okay.
Gok
Seng next from Singapore.
Yeah, can I like to clarify when I meditate mindfulness of the breath, and whenever I feel any itch on my body, whether the ears, the arm, anywhere, I can just ignore the itch, and then after a while the itch will go away. And however, when there is a pain in the knees, sometimes I will try to ignore it, just like the itchiness of a certain part of the body, but sometimes the pain on the leg is a bit too difficult to bear, and I have to change from left leg over right leg and change the other way around. So my question is, do I persevere to so-called endure the pain in my knees, or do I find that it is too much to bear? I just change my knees, the knee posture from left to right to left.
Well, if you move your body, then you restart your meditation again. You're going back to zero. If you want to continue on your path into jhana, then you just have to sit and ignore the pain and keep focusing on your breath or on the mantra until your mind becomes calmer. Then the pain will not bother you.
In other words, I just
continue on meditating. Okay.
And the pain.
I think your connection is not so good. Your voice come and go.
Hello. Yeah. Ajahn can hear. So yeah. So in other words, I will just bear with the pain.
Just leave the pain alone. Ignore the pain and continue on with your meditation. You might have to switch from watching your breath to a mantra, because a mantra can be stronger than watching your breath. It can bring you stronger mindfulness. You don't have to use Buddha. You can use Anicca, Dukkha, Anatta. You can use Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Something to keep your mind occupied, so it doesn't disturbed by the pain. And eventually your mind will become calm, and then the pain will not bother the mind. Then you can coexist with the pain that way. But if you move your body, then you're restarting your meditation, because you move your mind back to the body. So it's like going back to the starting point. But if you don't move your body, then you're still at that point where you might be a lot closer to jhana already.
Try it out. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Anybody else? Any question?
Evie.
Evie? Okay.
Yeah, Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me now?
Yes.
Ajahn, regarding the explanation by Ajahn earlier about Sotapanna, that automatically the teaching of Buddha, the Fourth Noble Truth, will continue to follow the Sotapanna even after death. And if not Sotapanna, then our knowledge will be forgotten when the body dies. My question is how to make Buddha teaching stay with our mind even though we have this body. And it is just through meditation way and not another way to keep the Buddha teaching always on our mind.
You have to become a Sotapanna. You have to see the Four Noble Truths in real time. Right now you don't see the Four Noble Truths in real time.
And the way is only by meditation, not another way again, Ajahn.
Well, meditation can be in truth. You're talking about vipassana more than samadhi. But you need samadhi to be able to see vipassana.
Or permanent?
Well, you have to ask yourself, is it permanent or temporary?
I still remember until now, but I don't know if I have died.
Then don't worry about it.
Don't worry.
You don't know. I cannot tell you. I cannot guarantee you. You're the one who has to guarantee yourself.
Yeah, because sometimes I meditate, it pops up.
If somebody slapped you in the face, you will never forget, right?
Yeah.
And you forgive that person right away. Then this is the Four Noble Truth.
So
somebody slap you in the face, you have dukkha. So you might want to retaliate. Then you have wisdom to say, no, this is anicca, dukkha, anatta. Let it go. When you let it go, stop your retaliation. Then this will be in your mind forever.
So I must find people slap my face.
Yeah, you have to experience dukkha in real time.
Okay, Ajahn. And my another question is, last week I donated to groceries to the orphanage. As usual, the orphan always line up and sing to say thank you to the donators. I think it's like playing them because we are arranged to seem to want to be respected by them. And I always don't want them to sing for me, just accept the groceries and just be happy. But now I start asking because I just put stuff and go, and I don't feel any happiness with this dana. Do I need them? They should sing for me, and I feel happy, and I can send merit to the creatures.
No, you shouldn't expect anything from them. You just give just to make them happy. But if they want to say thank you or they want to show their appreciation, is their business.
It's not important I am happy or not. The most important is they happy, all right?
Right, because when you see they're happy, you will become happy.
Okay, Ajahn. But I feel flat. No reaction, Ajahn.
Because you don't see that they're happy from what you do. See?
Oh, maybe. Yeah. So it's okay. No reaction, no happy feeling. Just give and go, just like that.
Because you don't know how to think. See? You think if they don't get this thing from you, they can starve. See? And you know what starving is like. Having something is like. You can think, and then you make you happy. Without what you give them, it can be painful for them. But when you give them, you help alleviate the pain. See?
Yeah. So I must learn to be happy when I give it.
You have to know what you do. See? What benefit you give to the people that you give. So when you see the benefit, then you can feel happy.
Yeah. The benefit is just, I think, yeah.
If they don't have any food and you give them food, how would they feel? They will feel happy, right?
They will happy, yeah, just right.
Okay. Or you can think of yourself if you're hungry and you have no food, then suddenly somebody came up and give you some food. How would you feel? You would feel happy, right?
Yeah. So with this mind, with this good thoughts, good mind, we share have merit, yeah, Ajahn.
Then you can share this happiness with the spiritual beings.
Okay, Ajahn, I understand. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Will, can you hear me? From England?
Yes, thank you. Pleased to see you again, Bhante. So I'd like to know whether it's possible to be separated from the past through papa karma, and if so, can one overcome papa karma and return to the past?
Using the parakarma, the Bhutto mantra?
I just wonder whether one can be separated from the marga through papa karma, and whether one can return to the past if one has been separated from it.
When you say separated, it means you're not following the path.
Yes.
So you not practice, then you can be separated.
Yes.
And when you return to the practice, then you return to the path again.
Yes.
So it doesn't matter whether you do or you don't do. If you don't do, then you'll be separated from the path. If you do, then you'll be on the path. If you keep meditating, then you'll be on the path. If you stop meditating, then you're outside of the path.
Yes.
You'll be separated from the path.
Can one be permanently separated from the past?
Nothing is permanent in this sense. You can always come back, or you can always leave.
Yes.
It depends on how you feel at that time. Sometimes you get bored with the path, you leave the path. Then after a while, you miss the path and you want to come back to the path again. And effort. You have to use this thing to keep you in the path.
I just wonder if the Dhamma if you can be expelled from the past, so one can't return.
No, you can always return if you have the inspiration.
Yes.
Now you might feel uninspired, so you leave the path. And then you might run into a noble disciple and listen to his Dhammatalk or talking to him. And you can become inspired again and return back to the path again.
Thank you very much, Bhante.
So it's good always to be close to a noble disciple, an enlightened person, because they will inspire you to stick to the path.
Yes.
Okay. Is that all?
That's all. Thank you, Bhante.
All right. Next, Uma again. Uma, you have a question?
Ajahn, my question is, during practice Anapana, what is more important? Is it observing natural breath or having continuous observation of the touch of the breath?
Again, please ask again.
What is more important during Anapana practice? observation of natural breath, because during more concentrated state, breathe become very fast and very small. So you cannot observe clear observation of the touch of the breath. So what is more important? It's the observation of natural breath, because to observe the breath, sometimes
you just follow the breath, whether it's short or whether it's long. Don't do anything. Don't manage the breath. Just keep watching.
Okay, keep watching the natural breath.
Yeah, just keep watching the breath. Whether it's gonna be long or short, leave it alone. Don't try to manage it. Just know it for what it is.
But during short breath, observation is not clear. In that state, what should be done?
Just keep watching at the tip of your nose. Sometimes it might be clear, sometimes it's not. But don't go away from the tip of the nose.
Okay, and it should not be unnatural breath. To have clear observation.
Yes, you should leave the breath naturally. Don't force it to be breathing long or breathing short. Just let it breathe naturally.
Okay. Thank you. Ajahn.
All right. You're welcome. Vignesh, VK. Unmute your microphone.
Oh, okay. Yes, Ajahn. If let's say we speak harsh speak to someone or hurt someone, is that we breaking the precept, or even if they made any wrong to us, or they any argument, then if we speak very harsh or very like angry speaking, is that my fault or how?
Yes, if you speak with animosity, with anger, then it's considered to be bad speech. Okay. But if you speak with metta, with kindness, you want to teach the person, but sometimes you have to speak harshly for the person to get the message, then it's okay.
Okay, but if even they speak to us very harsh or angry, then we just leave it.
Leave alone. Don't react to them.
Just don't react to them, or
yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else would like to ask question?
Alvin.
Okay, Sri.
Okay.
Let's Sri first. Alvin already asked his first question. Sri, go ahead. Okay. Somebody have to unmute your microphone. Ask to unmute. Okay.
My question is Sabe Sankara Anichang Sabe Dhamma Anatati. The Dhamma, I just want to clarify that it's including the 6 element, right? That you're talking. Like, Dhamma is
Dhamma means everything, both Sankhara and non-Sankhara. Sankhara are formations, while the six element, they are non-Sankhara. They are not formation. They are what they are. They're not formed by anything. Like water is not formed by anything. Earth is not formed by anything. But our body is formation of the 4 elements, 5 elements. So when he talks about anicca, he only meant formation, because whatever is formed will be deformed one day, right? But whatever is not formed, it will never be deformed. So when he talk about things that has no self, that is everything has no self. Anatta, everything are natural phenomena. The idea of a self is come from the mental delusion, the delusion of the mind, not having knowledge, not having the wisdom to see that everything is natural phenomena. So the Buddha cannot say Sabbe Sankhara Anatta, because that will not cover the 6 elements.
Oh.
you have to use Samme Dhamma. Dhamma includes everything.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right.
Right. Yeah, that's brilliant. Thank you.
Okay. Check. Sri, you have any question?
So far no, but I just realized one thing, like when Buddha say about conceiving is a poison. So meaning like our mind like to pick up something, think about it. That's the
thinking and then create this conspiracy theory to everything you think are all conspiracy theory because you haven't proved them yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to Alvin. Okay, Alvin, your turn.
My understanding is the knower is your mind, right? So if I know my mind is agitated, who knows? What is the knower there? If
the mind knows that it is agitated.
So
when you want to make something simple difficult, the mind knows itself. It knows that it is agitated. Sometimes it doesn't know if it doesn't have mindfulness. Sometimes it causes other people. When the mind is not happy, it doesn't accuse itself. It accuses other people for making it unhappy. Because of you, I'm not happy. But in fact, you're not happy because you're not happy, not because of them. You're not happy because you don't get what you expect from that person, so you're not happy with them.
Okay, thanks.
So it's all your fault. Your unhappiness is your fault. Nobody else's fault. Don't blame other people for your unhappiness. Blame yourself for expecting too much, or for expecting anything from anybody or anything. Okay?
Okay, thanks, Dad.
All right. Anybody else? We almost run out of time now. 3 minutes left.
Question from Facebook. Two questions.
Okay, Facebook. Go ahead.
Two more questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ First question from Hai Yu Yen. When you said you need ubekha from samatha to support vipassana, you mean the fourth jhana, right, Ajahn?
Yes, the fourth jhana has ubekha. The other three doesn't have ubekha.
And next question from Porn Pet. Good evening, Pante. Thank you very much for your teaching. How can I forgive my own meditation teacher? I feel angry when I think of him. He doesn't understand my life conditions and trouble in life. He gave advice that doesn't suit me, and I respect him very much, but feel angry with him very often. Thank you.
That's because you expected something from him that you cannot get, so you get angry at him. So you should stop your expectation. Don't expect anything from him, then you won't get angry at him. All right.
One more question just come,ท่านอาจารย์ from Batan. Can Ajahn please help me explain and advise why my 5 hindrances still appear spontaneously very strong from my knower mind? When facing some customer, even I had read Dhamma texts and understand about all, but still attached to 5 aggregate from non-self to self. Also know what is 12 dependence origination, and also practice meditation. Thank you.
Because you're not practicing successfully, that's why. So you need to practice successfully. You have to have real mindfulness. You have to have real wisdom. Then you can get rid of these hindrances. Okay.
And Ajahn, one more question just come.
Okay.
From Silva A. Dear Ajahn, if we don't have money to help the one who is in need of money, feeling guilty about this situation is good or bad,ท่านอาจารย์?
Feeling bad is good. It's bad for you. So you should stop feeling bad by accepting that you cannot do anything about it. There are things that you can do, and there are things that you cannot do. So don't try to do things that you cannot do, because it will make you feel guilty when you cannot do it. Okay?
That's all,ท่านอาจารย์
All right, I think I will have to thank you everybody for coming in tonight to listening and discuss the Dhamma teaching with us together. I hope you have benefited something from this meeting tonight and will help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, please continue on practicing and be safe and be happy. Be mindful. I will see you again next time if nothing prevents us from meeting. Thank you and goodbye.
สาธุค่ะ
สาธุค่ะ
everyone
Thank you
แวะเป็นขอบคุณคุณลาครับ
Thank you everyone
Thank you
Greetings everybody.
นมัสการเจ้าค่ะ
Are we live on Facebook already?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. It's not on yet. Maybe a little bit more, a few more minutes. Okay, good. Facebook on. Okay. Greetings to everybody. I hope you are well, happy, and practicing the Dhamma in as much as you can. We'll go to Gokseng for the first question, if he has any.
Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, I have a question I'd like to clarify tonight. That is, Ajahn, you have often advised us to isolate ourselves to.
Your sound is very bad. Come on and off. Maybe you have to speak closer.
Okay, I'll speak closer. Ajahn, you have often advised us to live alone, isolate ourselves in order for us to progress. But at the moment, for householders like myself, with a family, with children, we are still not ready to do so. What is your advice that how do we continue from here? We still have attachment to our family, still have attachment to, still not ready to live the householder's life at the moment.
Well, practicing Dhamma is like playing sport. like playing tennis or golf. If you can be either an amateur player or you can be a professional player. It's up to you. If you want to win the Olympic gold medals, you have to be a professional player. I mean, you have to put all your effort to the practice of the sport. If you're just an occasional player, like on the weekend when you are not working, your ability to compete with other people to get the gold medal will be almost zero. So it's the same way with practicing Dhamma. You can be occasional or amateur, or you can be a professional, a constant practitioner of Dhamma. Like monks. Monks are considered to be professional Dhamma practitioner, while lay people are considered to be amateur or vocational practitioner. So the medals that you get probably belongs to the monks more than to the lay people. If you see the record, the statistics, you see those who won the gold medals in Dhamma practices or the silver or bronze medals are usually monks. Rarely would there be a lay person who will be able to win a gold medal. There are some, but not many, as compared to monks. Monks are the main group of people that attain to the 4 levels of enlightenment. So that's because the time, the input they put into the practice is total as compared to lay people who cannot commit themselves to full practice yet. So you shouldn't expect much result looking from the input you put in. This is a hard fact. It's not something, something to scare you or to discourage you, but that's a hard fact. If you want to get attainment, you have to be a full player, full practitioner, full-time practitioner, not a part-time practitioner. Okay, does that sound okay to you?
Yes, very well answered. Thank you, Ajahn.
But when you first started, you can be a part-time practitioner, but you should put your goal on becoming a full-time practitioner eventually. The transition depends on you, how long you want to transit your practice from a part-time to a full-time. But you need to be practicing full-time to really get any result. All right? Okay, next. Willie from Indonesia. Are you a full-time practitioner, Willie, or part-time practitioner?
I hope to be a full-time practitioner, Ajahn. I try to be a full-time practitioner. And today I don't have any questions.
Okay. Anuraji from New Zealand.
Hi, good evening, Ajahn. How are you? Can you hear me, Ajahn?
Yes.
One question, Ajahn. In your translation for us, Desanas from Ajahn Mahabua, Ajahn Mahabua mentioned Mahasati, Mahapanya. So are these the states when someone achieves after jhana, or would you please clarify?
Mahasati and Mahapanya
Yeah.
is on the level of the Arahatamaka. You have to already attain to Anagami level. Then your mindfulness and wisdom will be constantly working in tandem all the time during waking hours.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes Dhamma Mahabua use the word automatic mindfulness and wisdom. You don't have to force it; it comes automatically.
Okay.
Like watches in the old days, you have to wind them before they invented the automatic watches. The same way, he refers to mindfulness and wisdom. Mindfulness might be constant on the jhana level, or not constant, but quite strong. I wouldn't say all the time, but with the level of attainment with wisdom, mindfulness and wisdom has to be working in tandem all the time.
Yeah.
Other stages you can still have lapses. The first, second, and third stage of enlightenment, you can have lapses in your mindfulness and wisdom. But once you get to the fourth, to the Arahatamaka, the path for Arahantship, your mindfulness and wisdom is working continuously, searching. Instead of waiting for the defilements to attack you, you are on the attack now, because the defilements are more subtle and they hide in the mind, in the chitta. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Understood. Thank you, Thangajan.
Okay. Next, Alvin Lee from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Good evening, Thangajan. I don't have any question today.
Okay. Forrest Town from Massachusetts.
Thangajan. I have a couple questions. So the first one is I've been trying to overcome lust by using the 32 parts of the body, especially the first 5 parts. But I find that sometimes with one of the parts, it actually increases the lust instead of decreasing the lust. So am I doing the contemplation wrong, or should I just skip that part?
Yeah, you should look at the disgusting part, then look at the attractive part. The 5 parts are usually made to look attractive. The skin, the hair. With the skin, they have cosmetics to put on the face. They have eyelashes, they have eyebrows, they have all sort of a paint color to paint the face to look attractive. But that's not what you want to look at. You want to look under the skin. That's where all the disgusting parts of the body are. Look at the skeleton. Look at the skull. When you look at the face of a person, try to use your X-ray eyes. You can contemplate on skull until it becomes part of your nature to look at skull. So every time you see somebody, you look right through the skin and look for the skull. Be a skull hunter, let's put it that way.
Okay.
Or be a skeleton hunter, looking for skeleton.
Okay.
Where are the skeletons? Oh, they're all around. Everybody in this room all have skeletons, but we don't see them because we don't train ourselves to search, to look for them. So this is what your contemplation is about. Try to look for the disgusting parts of the body hidden under the skin.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'll move on from just the outer 5 and start looking inside.
Yeah. If you want to look at the outer 5, you have to look at old age. when people get old or when they get sick. People usually don't look good when they are sick or when they're very old.
Okay.
When the skin, they got wrinkles and the hair are not combed, not tidy. The backs are, are bent. So you have to look at old age or sickness or look at. They try to make it look good before for the funeral. You should look at the dead body in the lab when the police, when they have to do autopsy of a dead body to find out the cause of death. They will have to open up the body, look in the intestines, look in the stomach, see the content of the food in the stomach, for instance. And this is something you want to. But normally for people, they will be repelled by these images. That's because their mind is not calm enough. They don't have equanimity. They react strongly to these images. Aversion, strong aversion. Sometimes even faint. Some people try to look at an autopsy and then they can either vomit or they have a headache, severe headache or something. That's the reaction of the defilement. That's why you need strong equanimity from jhana. Once you have jhana, your mind will be calm and not reacting, not have no aversion, no attraction. If there are, they will be manageable. They're not overwhelming. Then that's the time for you to look at these disgusting parts of the body.
I'm sorry, there's a siren, but it's going to pass. Yeah, thank you. I have one more question, if that's okay. So my mind is starting to become a little bit more concentrated when I'm focusing on the breath, but it keeps on focusing on the people that I saw during the day. So
it means you're not mindful anymore. If you're not watching your breath, then you're not mindful anymore. You're not concentrating. You're not focusing. Just ignore what the mind wants to see and force yourself to see just the breath. If the mind will see other images, other people, just ignore them. They might be competing with your concentration. Sometimes you cannot get rid of them because your mind is not yet fully focused. So these images can come in, and wanting to get rid of them can be more distraction. So the best way to deal with them is just to ignore them and just concentrate on your breath. Like sometimes you have noises around you coming into your mind when you are watching your breath. And you know you cannot get rid of those noises. So just don't try to deal with them. Just ignore them. That's the best way. Just keep continuing focusing on your breath.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan.
All right. Next, Darren. Hi, Darren. From
Hi,
Singapore.
Yes, I'm from sorry. Yes, I'm from Singapore. I have a question regarding the practice of mindfulness. So I want to ask is that as one practice more and more, does the defilement sort of get destroyed, or is it that the defilement doesn't affect the mind anymore? It's still there, but it doesn't affect the mind. Thank you.
Well, with mindfulness, you can stop the defilement temporarily. As soon as you are not mindful, your mind defilement can come up. If you want to get rid of your defilement permanently, you have to use wisdom. Use the three characteristics of existence. See the objects of your defilement. Your defilement wants something. You have to look at that something to be anicca, dukkha, anatta. then you would then have no desire for that object permanently. But with mindfulness, you're only stopping the mind from thinking. But you don't think your defilement cannot work, cannot do anything. The defilement use the thoughts, the thinking as the tools. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Car filing from Malaysia.
Good day to you, Ajahn. I have a question today in regards to generating merits from meditation and also generating merits from performing dana. Are they of the same qualities?
Not the same intensity. They all merits mean good feeling, good mental feeling. With dana, that's very low level intensity, low level.
Okay.
With meditation, this is higher level.
All right.
Intensity.
Okay.
And corresponding to the difficulties of generating them. With dana, it's very simple and easy. You just give up some of your possession. You already you get good feeling from that. Then the next step is harder to stop from doing bad karma.
Right.
And then the third step is much higher, harder than that, is to calm your mind.
Yeah. And also, for example, when we performing dana, does the merit started before, during, or after performing that? Because
after,
okay.
You have to give up your possession before you feel good.
Yeah. Because sometimes I could feel happiness even prior to doing dana. That there is one of the feeling that I can see that the mind is automatically calm prior to performing dana.
Then you don't need to perform dana then. If that's the case.
Okay. Right. Yeah,
what happened afterwards? After you perform dana, is it better?
It's the same happiness feeling.
Okay.
So that's why today I asked, is there any different of quality? So I got the answer right now.
Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Claudia. Hi, Claudia from Germany.
Good afternoon from Germany, Tanatan. One moment, please. My cat also wants to participate at this Dhammatalk. Okay. Yeah, so hello. Good afternoon from Germany. It's good to be here, and I have no question today.
Okay. And then we go to Adeline and Philip from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. I got quite a simple question. In when a being is in the Brahma realm, does he still create any karma?
When you're in a Brahma realm, it's like when you're in jhana. When you're in jhana, the mind becomes inactive temporarily. So there's no karma performed. Most realms are, except human realms, that's the only realm that karma are being performed. The rest of the other realms are realms where you go reap your consequence of your good or bad karma. Except human and animal realms. Animals also do karma. But the rest, they are more experiencing the fruits of their good karma or bad karma. So like good karma is like going on vacation. You don't have to work. You just spend money and enjoy yourself. And bad karma is like going into jail, get locked up, pay for your bad karma. Yeah.
So being in the Deva realm or a Brahma realm is as if like you're staying in a samadhi for a long time until the thing wears off, and then you.
Deva realm are not in samadhi. Deva realms are those who keep the 5 precepts and practicing dana. So for them, it's like going on a sensual vacation.
Oh.
They're experiencing good sensual pleasure from eating, from drinking, from whatever. Like when you have good dreams. But with the Brahma world, is empty, is still. The mind becomes still, like in jhana.
Okay.
All right?
Understand.
Okay. Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions for me right now.
Okay. Bruce Lee from Indonesia. No question either.
No question, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Apang, you're next.
Okay.
From Malaysia or Indonesia? Plus. Singapore.
Good evening.
You can talk now. You can talk now.
Good evening, Ajahn. I have a question. Every morning after chanting Parita, I sitting meditation. In my sitting meditation, why I cannot stop thinking, Ajahn?
That's because you don't have enough mindfulness to stop it. You should train yourself with mindfulness before you meditate. When you're chanting, you should not think about other things. Just concentrate on your chanting. Then after that, when you meditate, you might be thinking, but not as much. The thinking only stops with strong mindfulness. So you need to train yourself, develop mindfulness. Not just when you meditate or when you chant. You should do it all the time, from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep. You can focusing your attention to your body movement. Watch your body, what your body is doing. Then let your mind go think about other things. Then you can restrain your thinking this way. When you meditate, then the thinking will not come up. Or if they come up, they won't come up as strongly as before. You have to train yourself in mindfulness. So you need to restrain your thinking even when you're not meditating. And then when you meditate, then your thought will not interfere with your meditation. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Next, Kwan Lee Man. Kwan Lee Man, where are you from?
Again, I'm from Malaysia.
Do you have any question?
Yes. Again, I have asked this question on Sunday. I'd like to continue asking please.
Okay, can speak louder.
Okay. I asked about the four foundations of mindfulness: the body, feeling, state of mind, and thought. So again, explained that the five aggregates comes under the investigation, the mindfulness of body and feeling. So again, the investigation of thought and state of mind, does it lead to the moment or the moment in the investigation of dependent origination?
The mindfulness of the mind, the mental objects, based on the four nama khandas, not the body, not the rupa, just four, not the five khanda, just the four khanda. That's the function of the mind: vedana, sanya, sankhara, vijnana. The other one that generates all sorts of emotions or mental objects in the mind. So you want to investigate them as being anicca, dukkha, anatta. So now you investigate the body and feeling.
Again, which one will lead to the dependent origination?
See, dependent origination is how the mind works. Starting with avijja, ignorant. With ignorant, not knowing where the real happiness is. The mind thinks happiness is through the sensual objects. So it tells sankhara and vijnana to connect to the body so that it can use the sensual organs such as the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and body to contact the sensual objects. See? And once there is contact, then there is feeling, good, bad, or neutral feeling. And with feeling, you have desire. Whether it's positive or negative desire, depends on the feelings. If it's good feelings, you want more. If it's bad feeling, you want to get rid of it. And with this comes attachment to your desire. With attachment, meaning you want to enjoy more of the sensual objects. You then start to have becoming. By becoming and looking for more sensual objects to enjoy. And when your body breaks down, then you have to go look for a new body to continue with your quest for sensual pleasure. See what I mean?
Ajahn, do we investigate the five aggregate and dependent origination during sitting or in any posture?
You don't worry about the dependent origination. This is just a diagram of how the defilement works. In order to get rid of your defilement, you investigate the body, the objects that the defilement go after. The defilement go after the five sensual objects. Pictures or images, rupa, sound, smell, taste, and tactile objects. You have to look at them as being dukkha, not sukha, not happiness, but they will give you suffering. The reason is because they are temporary. They give you temporary happiness. But when that happiness disappears, then you have sadness. So you want to teach your mind not to go after the sensual objects. By seeing them.
So Ajahn, we look into all this in any moment, not necessarily only during sitting, is it right?
Cannot hear you.
Do we investigate into all this, look into all this during our sitting, or we do it in any posture?
Before you can investigate, you need to have the tools. And the tool is mindfulness and samadhi. Without this tool, you cannot truly investigate significantly to get rid of your defilement.
So this is done through meditation? Meditation.
When you meditate, you don't do any investigation. You want to develop jhana, you want to develop equanimity, because you need equanimity to stop your defilement. Nothing can stop your defilement. Even though if you know with wisdom that they are bad for you, but your desire still want to get what it is bad for you. Because the mind doesn't have the strength to resist the defilement. So you need to develop strength for the mind first, which is equanimity. By developing mindfulness and meditation to get into the fourth jhana. Once you have this, then you can then study the nature of the sensual objects, the nature of the body, the nature of anything that the mind becomes attached to or have desire for them. To see that they are all anicca, dukkha, anatta. When the mind sees that they can cause the mind dukkha, then the mind will cease to have any desire for them. It's like when you see, if you used to drink a certain beverage, and one day you discover that this can cause you cancer. Once you discover that this can cause you cancer, you're not going to drink that beverage anymore because you don't want to get cancer. Same way, once you see with wisdom that everything that you go after will cause you dukkha, will cause you suffering, sadness, then you will stop going after them. Like you're going after a boy, a man, you might be happy when you get him at first, but when he leave you or die separate from you, then you become sad again. But you don't see this with wisdom. Even though you know he might die, but you still insist, he's not died yet, so I want him anyway, right? Because you're not happy, your mind is not happy without equanimity, without jhana. If you have jhana, you have equanimity, your mind can be happy alone, not having to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend to make you happy.
No, I'm alone all the while.
Okay, but do you still want to have a? Do you still want somebody to make you happy?
No.
You want something to make you happy?
No, I don't need.
You don't want anything at all?
No.
You sure?
I'm happy. Yes.
But then why don't you become a nun then if you're happy?
Yeah, I left my job last year. I practice online.
But you still want something to make you happy, right? Sensual objects, like what you see, what you hear.
No, I'm only I'm only enjoying meditation.
Okay. Well, then you're on the right path then.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Okay. Next, Alfredo from Brazil. Alfredo.
Hi, Bante.
Good to see
fine,
you.
Thanks.
Good to see you. Happy?
Yes. My chief is not very good, but
it's a ninja. It's a ninja.
Yes. my Chitta Nupassana is very, very good. The word is not a problem, a big problem. My Chitta Nupassana is good. My practice is very good.
Your mind is ubeka.
Yeah, more or less, not completely.
Not completely.
I'm training.
Okay. You have to have ubeka.
Yes.
Not be disturbed by anything.
Yes. I try. My practice is try. I like for asubas. I like a lot. Not the word not have to be a problem to our practice, né, Bante?
Okay. Is that all?
Yes, thanks.
Okay.
I take two vaccine, COVID vaccine.
2 shots already. Good.
Second dose, second part of vaccine.
I see. Pfizer or what? What kind of Pfizer? Tomorrow I'll take my second shot, AstraZeneca.
Oh, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Second party.
Yeah, second shot.
Yes. Is less quantity. Less quantity, second part.
I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. Okay.
Very, very less. Very, very less quantity.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Wish me well.
You are a very good teacher.
Okay.
You win merits, Bante, very merits.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, Machi Song. Are you from Thailand?
I'm Malaysian, but practicing in Thailand.
I see. Where in Thailand? Can you
Samut
disclose?
Sakhon.
Samut Sakhon.
Yes.
I see. In a monastery or in a nunnery?
In a nun's place.
Nun's place. Okay.
Yes.
Many nuns there?
We have about 5 to 10.
5 to 10. Okay, very small.
Yes, small community.
Is it a forest type of nunnery?
It's not a forest type. It's a center.
I see. Is it in the town itself or outside of the town?
It is in Ban Pao. It's out of
the city limit.
City. Yes.
Okay. So it's quiet enough for meditation.
Yes, it's quiet.
Okay, you have any question?
I don't have any question today. Just try my luck to come for this meeting for the first time. So I'm very happy to be able to be here.
Okay. You're welcome to join us anytime you like. Every
Thank
week,
you.
every
Thank
Tuesday
you.
night.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Sri and Jack from Vancouver. I heard your country now. Let American enter into your country now. But not the other way.
Ajahn, you're so up to date, Ajahn.
I just watched NBC
the long
News.
Queue. It's a long queue, I heard, Ajahn.
6 miles long, I think. Have any question?
You have a question?
I just want to say it's a really good one. The new one about 4 requisites of the
living
physical and mental. Like the mental one was really good. The latest the post.
Do you have them already? Are you accumulating them, or you are accumulating just the body parts? Not the mental part.
Yeah, I tried to. I think I tried to have the the first 2. Second 2 is practicing harder.
Samadhi and Panya.
Yeah, the one is medicine and house. It's harder. But food and clothing. I think
easier.
Yeah. I think Sue has a question.
Yes. Ajahn, can you briefly explain to us about the Noble Eightfold Path, right effort and right mindfulness?
Well, right effort means the effort that you put in for the practice of Dhamma practices. That's what it means. It depends on whatever level you are in. If you're practicing dana, put the effort in doing dana. If you're practicing sila, put the effort in doing this thing. Merely dana, sila, and bhavana. That's the right effort.
Oh, okay.
And then, if you have right effort, then you will also be developing right mindfulness. This is part of developing samadhi. Before you can practice anapanasati to get into jhana, you need to develop mindfulness first. So you have to develop the right type of mindfulness. The right type of mindfulness is the mindfulness that doesn't think, that stop the thoughts. There are 2 types of mindfulness really. One that you focus on doing something, but your mind is still thinking on what you focus upon. Like when you're working,
you
use your thought, but your mind focus on just on the work that you do.
Okay.
But you still use your thoughts. But with right mindfulness, you want to use just the focus and not the thought. You want to eliminate or stop the thoughts. And just be merely knowing what you are watching.
Yes.
Like your breath. So this is what it means by right mindfulness. So you want to develop this, focus your mind on something to stop your mind from thinking.
Yeah.
Except if you use mantra, thinking like this is okay. Thinking with a mantra doesn't lead you anywhere. Doesn't lead you to more thoughts. You eventually stop your thoughts completely.
Yes. Okay. Then the goal is to get to the samadhi, the right concentration.
Samadhi is the fourth jhana.
Yeah.
Right, samadhi. Not the samadhi that allows you to connect with the spiritual beings. It's called upajjhara samadhi.
Yeah.
Give you psychic power. Right, read the mind of other people. Or recollecting the past, your past lives. These are useless for the practice of vipassana. They don't support your practice of vipassana. You need to get into jhana because that's where you get equanimity. That's where the mind has the strength to resist your defilement.
So Ajahn, like in order for us to practice the right effort, right mindfulness, again, we go back to deepen our faith in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, and also to raise the virya, the energy, right?
That's right, so the same one. It's the same.
The same things, like go back to, okay. Yeah, I think that's my question. Thank you, Tanajan.
Yeah, in the for mental faculties, we not mention about sila or dana because that's a lower level of practice. Oh. We're concentrating on the highest level of practice, or bhavana. Bhavana, you need to have this faith that bhavana will lead you to the cessation of suffering. Once you have faith, then you will have the effort to do the bhavana by developing mindfulness and wisdom, samadhi and panya.
Okay.
All right.
Yes. Thank you, Tanajan.
Okay, thank
you. Now it's for you to do it. Now you understand. The next step is to do it.
Yes. Okay. To raise the.
Have you start developing mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep yet, or not yet?
Not yet. I know I need to, but not yet.
If you don't get forward. You don't move forward.
Yeah.
In your practice.
So Ajahn, when we recite Buddho, it's always like background when like doing things. Is that okay? Like,
as long as you don't think about other things, it's okay. That's what it's there for. To take place of your thoughts. Replace your thoughts with Buddho.
Yeah. Only when we catch our thought, then we can go back to Buddho.
So it means you're not mindful with Buddho. You lost Buddho.
Yeah, we'll keep doing it.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Next, Kek Yenso from Penang.
Good evening, Tanajan. Tanajan, I have one question. Some of the Buddhists, right, they're having pets at home like dogs, cats. What is your opinions about this? Should the Buddhists feed those animals at home?
It depends on whether you can afford it or not. If you have time and money to feed them, fine. But if you become a monk, then you shouldn't, because the monk has no money and no time to look after pets. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't mean monks are not having no compassion or loving kindness. But it's just a matter of necessity. Monk has some more important works to do than metta and karuna. Monk has to develop upekkha and wisdom. But once he became enlightened, then he can also, if he likes, he can have pets. Like Long Time Mahabua in his final years, lots of people give him dogs. So he doesn't have to look after them because he got other monks to look after him.
Okay. There is certain opinion saying that it may become attachment,
Yes, they will become attachment.
And they cannot let go of the animals.
If you want to go on the path of Nibbana, you have to try to loosen your entanglement as much. All entanglement, actually, not as much. Or you should try to cut off, sever all entanglement, and be alone, so that you can go live alone and practice.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Next, Vignesh, VK from India. Not yet. The microphone is not yet unmuted.
Hello, good evening, Ajahn.
You from India? Are you from India, Vignesh? I think your connection is not good.
Hello?
Yeah. Are you from India?
From Malaysia.
Indonesia. Okay. You have any question? Your connection is not good. I'm sorry. I have to skip you. Now you might have to come back later on because you're not saying anything right now. Your picture freeze on the screen. So let me go to Evie from Indonesia.
Hello, can Ajahn hear me?
No, I hear your background noise.
Background noise, okay. Hey, mama. We are ribut ah. Can Ajahn hear me now?
No, cannot. I hear your daughter's sound, not your sound.
Oh, I hear my daughter's sound. Okay, any beyond. Ajahn hear me now?
Okay.
Okay.
Tell your daughter to go away, to be quiet.
Yeah, they are just like the mind, Ajahn. So I want to asking. When we meditate, I was balancing my mind awareness while meditating, and it's like a holding the needle in the water. So I often force my mind so that other thought don't comes out, but the headache arises because the mind is just like a child fighting when it's brittle. Can I force my mind like that, Ajahn?
If you can force your mind, then you should not have any reaction. If you have reaction, then it means you cannot force your mind. So you should instead of force your mind, you should lead your mind away from your thoughts. This way, instead of letting your mind keep thinking about this and that, lead it with chanting or leading it with a mantra. Then there will be no reaction from the mind. But when you try to force it, you will retaliate and fight back.
And when the thoughts arise, like sometimes when I was
just ignore the thought and just keep focusing on your mantra or your chanting.
Back to the breath, back to the breath, back to the breath, just like that.
Yeah, the breath or the mantra or the chanting.
And I want to ask about dana. Why is dana included in mind development activities? But when I donate, sometimes I just feel normal, no joy, no happiness. Is this be useful in activity development, the mind?
Well, dana is a low level merit, no level of good feeling. If you donate some money and you feel that you don't feel anything, maybe you should donate more. Try to double your donation and see how you feel, or triple your donation. It's like eating. If you only eat one plate, you might not feel being full. So try to eat 2 plates or 3 plates. Then eventually you start to feel the effect of the food that you eat. Same way with dana. Maybe you're not doing enough by eating food. You might just eat a couple of spoons and then you stop eating. Then you say, oh, I don't feel full. That's because you don't eat enough of the food. Same way with dana. Oh, I don't feel anything by giving this amount. Maybe you should try to increase it 10-fold, 100-fold and see how you would feel like.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I guarantee you will feel good. But you have to donate to the cause that you like, then you can see the goodness from your giving. Like donate to the school or to the hospital, or and you can see the result of your donation. It has effect on other people.
Yeah, I donate the monastery every month.
Yeah, sometimes you don't see the result from your donation, so you don't feel anything. Because you don't know what the monastery will do with your money, right?
Yeah.
But if you know the monastery will pay for the light, for the electricity, or for the water, then you might feel, oh, I'm helping the monastery to have electricity and have water. So you feel good that way. You have to know the result of your action, of your dana, in order to feel good. If you just give and you don't know what happens to the money you give, then you don't feel anything.
Oh, so we should give the fund to the monastery who is very needed, very need.
Yeah, they can put into good use. If you just give them the money and they just put it in the bank, don't do anything, then you don't feel like helping anybody.
Okay, Ajahn.
All right. So you should give to the needy. If the monastery has enough money already, maybe give it to some. Right now, lots of people have no food to eat because they're out of job. In Thailand nowadays, people are giving food to people, unemployed people. Then you can feel that the benefit that you give to other people. It makes you feel good.
Okay, I understand.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Next, Siddhartha from Indonesia. Almost the whole family, except your mother.
Yes, my mother still recovering, and since she cannot understand the English, so she does not attend, but my father still attend.
Okay. Any question from you today?
Today, I still not have any question, Banajan.
Okay. Then let me go to Vince Chua from Singapore.
No question, Ajahn.
Okay. Siswanda, where are you from, Siswanda?
Hello, Tanajan. Good evening.
Are you from Indonesia?
Jakarta.
Jakarta, okay.
Yeah.
Any question?
I don't have any question for today. I just want to listen to you, your Dhammatalk today. Thank you very much.
Next, Pai Lai.
Hello, Ajahn.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
I'm from Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Hi, I've got a question. I do meditation, but can you recommend some mantras or chanting that I could start on? I've never done it.
Okay. You can chant the triple gems, Itipiso, Bhagava, Arahant, Samma, Sambuddho. And you can do it many, many times around. Once you finish with the first round, then you can continue on. This is simple. If you want to use just one word, a mantra, use the word Buddho, Buddho.
Okay.
Thank you. This will help you to calm your mind so that you will be ready to do the meditation Sometimes when you first start to meditate, your mind is still restless and agitated. So you use chanting to help calm your mind, calm your restlessness. Once the restlessness disappears, then you can then focus on your breathing. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Who else? Nobody turn on the video.
Witness again. Okay. Witness.
Oh, witness, you're back.
Yeah. Can you hear us? Witness from India.
We cannot hear you, Vignesh. You somehow you haven't.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, you are gone again.
Oh, sorry, just now my line was good now.
Go ahead, speak.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay. Actually, I have a question about the precept. The first is abstain from killing. If I eat chicken or anything, is still considered like I'm killing.
If you eat live chicken, then you are killing them. But if you eat dead chicken, then you're not killing them.
Oh, okay.
Some people like to eat live fish, sushi, raw fish.
Oh.
If they are alive and you eat them, then you are killing them at the same time. But if they're already dead, then you're not killing them when you eat them.
No problem, is it?
No problem.
Okay, and one more question. If sometimes I need to hide some information to my customer, is this considered like I'm lying to them, or
if you're telling the truth,
sometimes I need to not like need to tell different story or something, like lying to customer or anything.
If it's not true, then you are lying. If what you say is not true, then that is lying. But if what you tell them is true, but you only tell them half of the truth, then this is not lying. You're just not telling the complete truth.
Sorry, Ajahn, repeat again.
If you're telling what you tell them is true, then it's not lying. Even if you only tell half of the story, not the complete story.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, is that all? Okay, next, Ajahn Khan.
Thank you, Tanajan, for your teachings. I know you are not too excited about commentary. You want our practice. So this is like, I think, my indirect way of putting Dhamma into practice. That, as it happens, that I had to kind of literally be on a suicide watch for a family member, and for 2 nights in a row, like for 3 hours, what I did was that I put my headphones on and I played Namo Tassa Bhagavato, and every 15 minutes I have an alarm go on and I check. But after 3 hours, and I'm doing other chores and stuff, but my mind is not drifting anywhere because I'm waiting for the alarm to go on. But in the meantime, listening to the chants. When this was over, like for the 2 days in a row, I actually felt when the person went to sleep, and I was free, and I noticed that the peace and the calm actually really stayed, and I actually sensed the very, very little or no anxiety, and there was like a calm and a peaceful space, and that was a very, very very, very quiet, and it's like a something that I have not really felt before so much, and I was kind of desiring more for that to happen. So I actually, in a tricky way, I think I use the situation, because otherwise in this period of 2 to 3 hours, my mind will be kind of very anxious and be very jittery and things. But here the chanting and intently listening to only one thing, I don't know whether it's who does this thing or not, but I kind of sense that this is the kind of the peace that can arrive, and whether I'm getting a little bit of I'm using it in a very selfish way, but I think am I seeing the benefits that potentially lie beyond when you are actually doing mindfulness and adding on to what Sui was asking before, along that path. So essentially it's just my comment, and I have not been able to practice much, but this is what I've been able to do. Thank you.
Well, you use the chanting to help calm your mind. Or listening to Dhammatalk can also help you calm your mind if you cannot do it yourself yet. But ideally, eventually you want to be able to do it on your own and not relying on anything else. But when you first start, you can rely on some external source. Like the simile of when you're learning how to swim. When you first learn how to swim, you might use a tube to help you float the body. But once you know how to swim, then you can give up the tube, the life vest or whatever it is, because it's more cumbersome to swim with them. But when you don't know how to swim, then you want to have something to help you float your body first. Same way with meditation. When you cannot yet meditate because your mind is restless or agitated, then you can listen to Dhamma talks or chanting. And if you keep focusing on listening, then your mind can become more calm. Then you'll be able to meditate. But if you want to be independent from this external source, then you have to learn to do your chanting yourself.
Thank you very
Okay.
much.
All right. I guess nobody else, everybody has the question. So maybe I go to Facebook for more questions. Is there any questions from Facebook tonight?
There are 2 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์, and both questions are from Silva A. First question, dear Ajahn, do Buddhism emphasis on surrendering to Buddhahood? Thank you.
It's not surrendering, it's the goal that we all want to become like a Buddha. But we don't call ourselves Buddha, we just call us those who achieve enlightenment, full enlightenment as Arahant. But they rely on the teaching of the Buddha, so they don't call themselves Buddha. A Buddha is someone who became enlightened on his own, not relying on other people to teach. But the rest of us, we rely on the teaching of the Buddha to make ourselves enlightened and free from suffering. So those who have free from suffering from studying the teaching of the Buddha, they call themselves Arahant Savaka. Okay.
Next question, dear Ajahn, we stopping our mind in meditation, but can we function in society without mind or thinking? Is the practice all about no mind, or controlling the mind, or taking out impurities from our mind? Thank you.
Well, you want to purify the mind. The defilements are the impurities that you want to get rid of. But in order to do this, you first need to stop your mind from thinking first. And then you can control the mind, direct the mind to think without defilements.
One more question, ท่านอาจารย์ A question from Champa. How not to have dream in our sleep despite having meditation Thank you.
Dreams are something that you cannot control because when you go to sleep, you don't have mindfulness. So then the mind can dream anything it wants to. But if you train yourself in meditation, the more success you are in meditation, then the less dreams you will have, but not completely.
That's all ท่านอาจารย์
Okay, that's all. So we have plenty of time left. And so anybody wants to ask any more questions, just raise your hand and unmute the microphone. Billy first.
Yes, I have some questions, Dhanachan. I would like to ask, how much should we sacrifice the body for the sake of developing the mind? Like, for example, when I do walking meditation, sometimes after 2 or 3 hours walking, and then my legs become painful and sometimes swollen, but yet the mind is not calm yet. So should I continue, or like what kind of benchmark that we should use in such circumstances? Like, is it I just continue walking although the pain is still there until the mind is calm, or I just stop? I mean, until I cannot walk anymore because I cannot bear the pain. I mean, yeah, just like what kind of benchmark we should use.
You have to decide for yourself. As long as you don't destroy your body, that's the benchmark you want to watch for. Don't destroy your body or handicap your body. If what you do doesn't kill your body or handicap your body, then it's okay.
Okay, so as long as, I mean, it's very painful, but it's not kind of destroyed yet, so it's still okay.
Yeah, if you take a few hours rest and then the pain will disappear and you're back to normal, then that's okay. But if it's long lasting, then you should lessen your effort. You don't want to hurt your body because your body is the tool that you need to use to get you enlightenment. Like the Buddha, after he fasted for 49 days, he realized this is not the path to enlightenment. So he stopped and come back and do meditation and sit for a long period of time instead. Okay.
Okay. Can I ask another question?
Yes.
I would like to ask about sexual desire. Is it purely mental phenomena, or there are some physical factors that affect that? Like, for example, maybe age or weather, or maybe like for women, maybe certain time in the month, the sexual desire tends to be higher. Because sometimes I feel, although I'm not in contact with sexual objects, but under certain circumstances, the sexual desire arise, like maybe cold weather, or I don't know. I mean, there's no object, but the feeling is there. So how to handle that kind of situation also?
Well, the principal factor is the mind, the mental factor, the sexual desire in the mind, embedded in the mind. But the physical aspect can also influence the sexual desire. Like if you eat too much, then you can generate more sexual desire than if you eat less. And also the kind of food that you eat, if there are lots of fat, they can, like butter, milk, and all these things can help stimulate the sexual desire through the body. Dhammatalk Mahabodhi, he said, when he was practicing, he wouldn't touch any milk. He said, because every time he touched milk, he would get wet dreams.
Okay.
So sometimes it's the body condition. Sometimes when the body becomes too comfortable, then you tend encourage the sexual desire to come up. But if the body is in a harsh condition, then you won't help the sexual desire to come up. If you don't eat full, if you eat half, and you don't feel full, but you don't feel hungry, then the likelihood of getting your sexual desire from eating is not there. So you have to also know moderation in eating. Eat enough to maintain your body, but don't eat until you become happy, satisfied with eating. Then you might have wet dreams later on. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Tanajan.
All right. I think Bruce Lee was raising his hand before, right? Bruce Lee, go ahead. Unmute your microphone.
First question, Ajahn. Is my voice clear, Ajahn?
Yes.
Is the mind works like as if in the first Newton law, and when it moves, it tends to move again. When it is quiet and still, then it tends to be quiet and still.
Yes, it's like Newton law, but it's mental. It's like every time you do something, then you want to do more of the same thing.
When
like,
it's sorry,
whatever. When you're not doing anything, then you don't want to do anything.
Then when it swings into, let's say, a negative ways, we can use the positive power to bring it back to neutral. As in when it's swinging to the negative ways, we use the power from positive ways to bring it back to neutral.
To bring it back, you need to stop the mind. You need mindfulness. You need sati. Sati is the most potential, most potent weapon to use to stop your mind, to stop your action, good or bad action. Even sometimes good action can be harmful to your practice. Like when you're practicing dana and you're practicing bhavana and you want to you practice dana, then these two practices are opposing each other. So you have to use mindfulness to stop your desire to go practice dana and force your mind to practice on bhavana only.
So, for example, when I remember years ago when I saved one of my friends from drowning, I saw that when I saved her, I became happy because I'm happy because I managed to save her. But then I think again, if I am unable to save her, then I maybe got stressed. So I think that either good or bad, it is actually swinging.
Well, that's because you don't know how to think properly. If you think properly and say, maybe sometimes you cannot help. It's beyond your ability. So you just you don't have to feel bad about that. If you want to feel bad, then it's your defilements that's causing you to feel bad. Not being able to do what you wanted to do, help that person. So this is defilement. And when you feel bad, then it's defilement. But if you don't feel anything, you say, too bad, I try my best, but I cannot help.
Yes, sometimes upeka is considered as cynical to the world.
Yes, it's cynical, but it's a way to save your mind from suffering, protect your mind from suffering.
Yes. And that is Panya is actually like someone who can see but powerless, and the strength of samadhi is like someone who has a strong power but it is maybe blind.
Yes, you need panya to direct the samadhi, the strength of the mind, applied properly at the right object at the right time. You used to have panya to do that.
So it is actually like a pair.
Like a what?
A pair that we need, a pair.
A pair of what?
Sati and Panya like a pair.
They go together eventually.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
Anybody else? Would you like to ask question?
Evie, she raised her hand.
Okay,
You
Evie.
okay?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Evie.
Sometimes my meditation is just like turn off the lamp. It's just like the head and all the body just off. How to explain? I don't know, but maybe I don't know what I mean. It's just like
How can I know if you even yourself don't know? How can I know?
I don't know what this condition, but the body, my head, all of the body just I know I am still there, but no function. Just like
doesn't matter.
the light.
Just know it for what it is, and then know that it comes and goes. It's anicca, it's anatta.
I enjoy this condition, but not for so long. How to maintain it for
You
long?
have to find out yourself. You're the one who created it. So you have to look for the cause that bring it about.
Is that a calm state?
You have to practice. You have to know every step of your practice and know the result from your practice.
2 days ago, my hair, I feel just fell. So I realized, what's this? Fell. My hair like fell down. So I grabbed my hair. It's still there. And is that nimitta?
I don't know. Don't worry about the definition. Just worry of the actual thing.
And the another day, I also hear people say hello to me. Sometimes say hi, and sometimes the children's sound say mama. So that is the kind of nimitta too, Ajahn.
I tell you, don't worry about the definition. Just know how to deal with them. The way to deal with them is just to leave them alone.
I rather like the off sensation, just like this.
Yeah, just know they are temporary. They come and go. Don't be attached to them. Let them come and let them go.
Okay, Ajahn. I have one question, but a little funny, Ajahn. In Theravada is mentioned about the last state of mind is affect to future births, all right? So what about a man who is suddenly dies because heart attack when he do immorality action with the asusila woman? I don't know what I mean, right?
Yes,
And
I don't answer this question. It's all hypothetical.
And suddenly he died. Where?
How do you know? How do you know it's gonna be like that? You're just imagining it up and causing yourself to look for an answer, which is stupid. Don't look for something that is not there.
But yeah, I have read the news that the man died when he do asusila in hotel, and so I think, okay, where this man born in the another realm to hell realm or another?
Don't worry about him. Worry about yourself. Where you're gonna go.
Yeah. I just want to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You worry about everybody else except yourself. So you end up going to hell without knowing it. Okay? Just worry about yourself. Make your mind calm and detached from everything. Leave everything alone. Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Salva Kuma? Salva Kuma?
Yeah, namaste, Bandiji.
From India.
Yeah, I'm from India. I just want to know that what is the final state of, what is the Nibbanic final state? How does it look like? What is it written in scriptures? In our meditation, we feel a lot of wavelets, vibrations, different sensation arising and passing. So is it a stillness is the final state of Nibbana, or a complete wavelets or vibration is the final state of Nibbana? What is that final, which is never changing state, which is written in scripture?
The Buddha says supreme happiness. That's what Nibbana is.
Supreme
Nibbana,
happiness.
yes, Nibbana Paramang Sukham.
Okay, but is it like a complete silent state, or?
It's like something that you have to experience. Don't try to describe it.
Okay, but even happiness is a kind of a state, right? We cannot make it as a Nibbanic final stage, right?
This is, we're talking about the mind, not the body. The mind can be always happy all the time. Even the body is sick or the body is suffering, but that doesn't bother the mind. The mind and the body are separate. So whatever happens to the body doesn't affect the mind of a Nibbana mind.
So, but Nibbanic state is beyond mind, right? Beyond mind and matter.
No, Nibbana is a happy mind. Is what it means.
Okay. No, but something I study like it is beyond mind and matter.
I don't know where you're hearing from.
No, in Abhidhamma there is a concept called Pramata. In Abhidhamma.
Yeah, okay.
So Pramata, that final stage, which is not changing state, it's said as Nibbanic stage. Chitta, Srachitika, and two more things. It's a combination of four. So what is that stage like? I felt like it is a complete silent stage.
You're reading to me and you're asking me, and I don't read it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay,
Only
thank
thing
you.
I know about Nibbana is the supreme happiness. That's all. That's what I read. Nibbana Paramang Sukham. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Darren, raise your hand.
Actually, I have a question. So when mindfulness, when defilements of feeling arises, when one mindfulness, samadhi, and wisdom is strong enough, one doesn't react to it. As one keep on doing it, not reacting, and bringing mindfulness, samadhi, and panya back, does this make a defilement weaker? And if we keep doing it, does in a way liberation happen in that way?
Yes, as long as you keep resisting your defilement, then eventually your defilement will then disappear permanently. They're like viruses. If you don't let it replicate, then eventually the virus will stop spreading.
Then for the complete eradication, does it mean that we need to have jhana and also the contemplation of anicca, dukkha, and anatta for the complete?
That's right. You have to see everything as anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay, understand. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
Anybody else?
I saw Alfredo.
Hi, Bante. After tomorrow, I will have a meeting with my friends. Is 5 friends, 1 brother, me, 2, and we take a pizza, eat a pizza. They are very rich people. They have employed, they have daughters, they are married, and they like a very lot of me, but they expect me the same life of theirs. It's what the right thing to do in occasion.
What, how to deal with these people?
What?
How to deal with these people? Your question?
No, these people, my friends of adolescence, 40 years friends of me.
Okay. So what do you want?
And I one time for a year we meeting.
Okay.
In a pizza.
Okay.
And after tomorrow we meet him.
All right.
And there's not like a Buddhism, not like a jhanas, not like Vipassana.
Okay.
They don't meet in Buddha. They don't.
Okay.
They have doubters. They have
Okay,
married.
no problem. Leave them alone. People are different. We are all different. We cannot expect to like the same thing or dislike the same thing. Some people like watching football. Some people like watching tennis. Some people like watching golf. So let everybody do what they want to do.
Yes.
But we can still be friends. We can still be friends.
Yes.
We don't have to get mad at each other. We don't have to hate each other because he does something that you don't like to do. Maybe some people like gambling, some people like drinking, and you don't gamble and you don't drink. That's not our business to hate them for it. But our business is to be careful not to be near them if they do something bad, because they can influence you. If they like to drink, every time they see you, they meet you, they'll ask you to join them drinking. Right? Then you say goodbye, say no, thank you. I'm your friend, but I don't want to be close to you because you're a bad influence on my life.
Yes.
All right, but don't hate them. Still friends, but we just we cannot do things together. That's all. Because I don't drink. You drink, let you drink. But I don't drink. I can join you if I can drink water or drink Pepsi or something. But don't force me to drink alcohol with you.
Yeah, his problem is not a drink. His problem is his sensual pleasures. They
Yes,
have a lot of money. They have a lot of money.
Yeah, I just give you
an example. They travel all the world.
Yeah.
This problem is sensual pleasures.
Yeah.
They not have very difficulties in life, and not look for Dhamma, not look for, not have enlightenment in mind.
They're like blind people. What do you expect from blind people? What do you expect from blind people? You expect them to see what you see? Okay.
Yes.
They're blind to Buddhism. So there's nothing you can do anything for them.
Yes.
Unless they ask you. If they ask you, then you can tell them why you should do dana, why should you keep the precept, why should you meditate. You can tell them. But if they don't ask you, then don't try, don't bother. Because they won't listen to you anyway.
Yes.
All right?
Yes.
Okay. Next, anybody?
Okay, we have a newcomer, raise their hand.
Oh, a newcomer, who are you?
Yeah, Yo Ying, but her name is written in Chinese. Let's see.
Okay, can you hear us?
Yes. Push the unmute button. Okay. Talk. You can talk now.
สวัสดีค่ะพระอาจารย์
You have to speak English. This is an English room.
we from เชียงใหม่เจ้าค่ะ
Okay. You have any question?
Many times that before I sleep I pray for paparit many of them, and then I cannot go to sleep after that. It's just like I feel awake, but not in the serious feeling. It's normal feeling. But when the time around 10 o'clock, I feel want to sleep. So this is kind of อุปสรรคคืออะไร
obstacle
เจ้าค่ะ obstacle of daily life sometimes how can I deal with this
well try not to chant to see if there's any difference when you're not chanting if you still cannot go to sleep then it has nothing to do with chanting it's just maybe the time that you normally go to sleep if you go to sleep before the time that you normally sleep you won't go to sleep if you used to sleep at 10 o'clock then if you want to go sleep at 9 o'clock you probably won't go to sleep so it's not chanting doesn't prevent you from sleeping in fact it helps you to go sleep easier
เจ้าค่ะ
okay
เจ้าค่ะนมัสการเจ้าค่ะ
anybody else Sis Wando I saw you raise your hand
Yeah, Ajahn, I just want to ask you about my experience. Previously, I had an experience in my dream. I could see my dad was died around 3 or 5 days before he died. In my dream, I can see very clearly that occasion. And then, yeah, I understand after that it is anatta because I cannot control and I cannot even help him. But in terms of mind, why in my dream can see the future? Ajahn, could you please explain?
Well, maybe this is just a one-time incident, so you cannot really say it's your nature. Maybe it's just a coincidence or something. You just have to keep collecting the more data about your mind. See if you can dream the next time and that you win a lottery ticket or something, and see whether it's true or not.
And then after that, a second time, I had a daughter. I can see in another realm. I don't know where is it. A daughter come to me, and then after that, my wife said that she was pregnant, and then I said that you are pregnant a daughter, and I said to her, and then it is for sure it is correct.
Okay, then you just have to keep collecting more data to make sure that what you know is always true or not.
Okay.
Don't let just one or two incidents summarize your conclusion that I have this future eyes, I can see the future.
Yeah.
You just have to wait and see the next time you dream, and then see what happens to is it true or not, and how often you dream. So can you rely on this dream to make money from it or not?
Yeah, but yeah, the first is very hurt me because I could see my dad die, and then I can't do anything for him. That's hurt me a lot. And then after that, I understand about that's another. I cannot control about it, and that's happened in the nature.
Maybe it's good for you so that when you know something is gonna happen, then you can prepare yourself ahead of time. So.
Yeah, but I don't know why in my dream it is a pop-up dream, and then I can see. That's
the reason why. Just know what it is.
Okay.
You don't need to know why.
Okay. Is that a mind or maybe a being, another being?
No other being, just your mind.
Okay.
If other beings, they have to tell you so. Like, I am Deva, such and such a name. I'm telling you something that you don't know. If there's no such thing, then just follow your mind.
Okay. It is relation to the past karma that maybe I have developed samadhi before. So
it doesn't really matter what happened. What's the cause? What you want to know is just how to deal with what happened.
Yeah, I understand. I realize that it is anatta, and I cannot do anything for it. Yeah, I couldn't help my father.
I know. It's a waste of time to go back and find out what causes this thing to happen.
Yeah.
Just know that this thing happens and know how to deal with them. That's all you need to do.
Okay. Ajahn, thank you very much for your advice.
Okay.
Philip.
Tanajan, I got a question with regards to the Mangala Sutta in relation to verse 2 and verse 3. The first verse, which is to recite in a suitable location. When the Buddha meant by the suitable location, what does he mean by to recite in a suitable location? That's my first question.
Well, good for your body and good for your mind. If you can find a place to live, you want to live in a place where it's good for your body, doesn't hurt your body or your mind.
Okay. Then the other thing, the third verse is which is to have much learning and to be skillful in handicraft and well trained in discipline. In that, I know you have mentioned it before. I think that the skillful handicraft and the well trained discipline is always to be a monk. But for a householder, for the time being, before what do you call? Being a monk, what do you mean by what does the Buddha mean by a skillful handicraft and well-trained discipline?
Like to have special ability, like play the violin, play the piano. These are things you can call them crafts and handicrafts. Have any special gifts like singing or acting, because this thing will help you generate money, generate income for you.
Okay.
If you don't, you can learn, right? Some people go and learn in the school how to play music, how to play the piano, how to play the violin. That's what it means. To have special ability, to have something that you can do to generate income for you.
As long as it doesn't break the 5 precepts,
That's
right?
That's right. As long as they don't hurt other people. Okay. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you.
That's it, huh? Anybody else?
Okay, we have another question from Facebook. 6 questions.
Okay, Facebook.
There are 6 questions from Facebook,ท่านอาจารย์ The first question from Tony. อาจารย์ good evening. How to overcome every time when meditate? The sleepy will happen. Thank you.
How to overcome when every time you meditate you feel sleepy?
Yeah.
Well, there are many reasons. Overeating can be one of them. If you eat too much, you can go to sleep. Secondly, you lack mindfulness. If your mindfulness is not strong enough, when you sit and meditate, focus on something, your mind can fall asleep very easily also. So you have to eat less, don't eat too much, and try to maintain mindfulness in as much as possible. Develop mindfulness as much as possible. Then you might be able to get rid of your sleepiness. If that doesn't do the trick, then you might have to maybe go meditate in a place where it's scary, like in a cemetery or someplace like that. It will keep you alert when you're surrounded by fearful things like ghosts or animals. Okay.
Next question from Aini Lam. Hi พระอาจารย์ This is a question from my sister. What and when does a COVID patient experience in their last thoughts if they are in the coma? Thank you.
Just like anybody, it doesn't matter whether they I cannot say, I cannot predict what they will think. It's up to how they used to think. You have to train your mind right now to think properly, so that when the time comes, then you can force your mind to think properly. If you don't train your mind, then your mind will just think by your defilements.
Next question from William 2. Good evening, Ajahn. Can I ask, when returning merits to my passed away siblings, what image should I imagine? The moment they pass away or their happiest moment? Thank you, Ajahn.
Just remember their name. Just think of the name. Think of the person. Whatever image you want to think, it doesn't matter.
Next question from Tin Jack. Dear Ajahn, thank you for your today's talk. Can you elaborate the happiness that one will experience when he or she has entered into samadhi? Thank you.
This is something that cannot be explained. It has to be experienced. So you have to meditate and get into samadhi yourself. Once you get in there, then you'll know for sure. Because if I tell you, it won't make any difference to you. You just imagine it.
Next question from Karuna. Is this right, Ajahn? If we develop nimitta, it makes easier to come back into jhana. Thank you.
No, you don't want to develop nimitta. You want to focus on your meditation object to get you into jhana.
And the last question from Eddie Gan. Good evening, Ajahn. Is it right for laymen to masturbate? Is it considered break the 5 precepts? Thank you.
No, it doesn't consider to be breaking the 5 precepts. The 3rd precept is to prohibit you from having sex with other than your husband or wife.
That's all, Ajahn.
Okay. Looks like everybody have asked.
Sajaka.
I'm actually asking your opinion about this, and you have talked about these things, Thanajan, before. The karma, and when you are trying to help somebody, and you know in your heart from your experience and everything that is true and is useful, beneficial for them, but I've seen that no matter what you do, that person is in a situation they cannot listen or wouldn't listen. I don't know, but is it their karma not to listen, or is it my inability to put it in terms so that they will actually the words will go in and not cause rift? So can you give your opinion on that?
Well, it depends on the situation. To speak about generally, it can be anything. Maybe the person doesn't want to listen to what you have to say. And no matter how you say it, it doesn't matter. They just don't want to hear you. So we have to, in order to say something, to tell somebody something, you have to get their interest first. If they're not interested, then it's like pouring water into an overturned cup. Have you tried to pour water into an overturned cup? It won't go into the cup, right? If you overturn the cup and then you want to pour the water into the cup, the water won't go into the cup. Same way with people who are not interested in what you have to tell them. So it's useless to tell them anything.
I understand.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Looks like everybody wants to go home or already home.
Will is coming. William.
I think William just want to say hello, right? Hi, Will. You want to say anything, Will? Unmute your microphone.
There we go. It's I'm having it there. So yes, thanks, Svante. I'll come back later if I can.
Okay, no question.
Well, it's my usual question is overcoming karma. Like
what you did already, you cannot prevent it from happening. The consequence of your karma, you cannot stop.
Yes,
but you can stop doing karma right now. If you don't do any new karma, then eventually there won't be any consequence coming to you.
Can you be separated from the Dharma? Like the Buddha used that phrase when he became enlightened, that he said he would serve the Dharma. And I don't quite know what that means, but the question is whether you can be separated from that.
The Dharma is the truth that the Buddha had attained to, and what he wanted to do was to spread or share the Dharma to other people. That's what it means.
Yes.
But the Dharma that you already have in your mind will always be within your mind forever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I think it's about time for us to call this meeting to an end. I hope that you have enjoyed and benefit from this meeting. And I hope you can then apply it in your practice, help you advance in your practice. So in the meantime, please be safe, be happy, be mindful. And if nothing happens, I'll see you again next week. Goodbye for now. Thank you.
สาธุค่ะ
สาธุค่ะ
Thank you, Dhammatalk. Thank you.
Thank you, Adnan. Thank you, admin.
Thank you,
Bye bye. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, admin.
Bye bye. Good night.
สวัสดีครับเพื่อนๆครับทุกท่านนะครับวันนี้คืนวันอาทิตย์